Alright, we are waiting to get started right now. This is a CK3 multiplayer roleplay game, The Soul of the Nile. This has been planned out for a couple weeks now, and we're finally getting going. Bit of a late start. Always a hassle when you're playing with mods. We've got the gold transfer mod on, and then the community flavor mods. So it did glitch a little bit. So this is really fucking early for me. I normally get up late and I stay up late, so be warned, I may be a little bit low energy this morning, so just be warned. We're playing Yorgos of Makuria. He is one of the Orthodox kings of the Lower Nile in what would now be Sudan, back in the day would be Sudan or Nubia, or what was then called also Kush. The Lower Nile used to be a very prosperous place. For quite a while, it was, a huge trading hub. The Nile goes along it, so it was really prosperous. Recently, not so much, both in the history, in the game, and in the roleplay. We've kind of fallen upon hard times. Now, this setting is really interesting because historically, the Muslims did try and conquer the Lower Nile. I mean, they tried to conquer everything essentially after they formed the caliphate. But unlike much of the rest of the Middle East, Africa, Iberia, even Europe, the difference was that the Kush kings were able to stop the Muslims. I think it was in 654, really again not long after the formation of Islam, a great army underneath the caliphate rode south along the Nile to try and subjugate the Orthodox and the Christian kings in the south, where I apologize, at that time they were just pagan. They would have been following the old Egyptian religions because they didn't convert to Orthodoxy until several hundred years later. What they found was several very powerful kingdoms there. The Lower Nile is famous for having very rough terrain and very, very competent archers. The Sudanese and the Kush archers were absolutely infamous in this time period. As such, even though the Muslims said, I believe, around 20 to 30,000 men, they were absolutely slaughtered twice. They did it the first time they retreated, they came back with a bigger army, and they got slaughtered again. And as such, there was a peace treaty that was made between the Muslims in the north and then the pagans in the south. It was called the BAQT, B-A-Q-T. Now, in this document, it basically enumerated the fact that there would be a ceasefire, a peace treaty, and that there would be obviously respecting of the religions of the south. It's one of the only times the Muslims ever made a peace treaty. That's existed since 654, so it's been around 400 years of peace with the north. Now, the difference currently is that the Fatimids in Egypt are actually Shiite, Ismail. So they're different than the rest of the Muslim world. They're kind of by themselves. In addition, the Seljuks and Byzantium are currently at war, so there's a bit of a lull where the south is not protected. Makuria, along with Alodia, two of the kingdoms of Kush, converted to Orthodox Christianity several hundred years ago. They were converted by Byzantium in an attempt to secure allies in the south and create buffer zones that would be Christian. And as such, they've kept the faith also for now hundreds of years. Byzantium is occupied with the Seljuks, so there's really nothing to protect this. We've got a lot of players in this game. I think there's around 17. We've got a lot of the Western guys. We've got a couple down in Abyssinia. We've got Alodia. We've got Makuria. We've got most of the Muslims. So it's a very busy game. Anyway, we're getting started. Will there be a Dawn game today? Today? No, there will not. I'm going to be playing in this game, and then I'm GCing a game tonight for Old World Blues, but I won't stream that because I'm the game controller. Oh, you didn't make it Skittles? Yeah. Oh, well. It happens, man. Oh, we just got tagged the letter. Oh, yeah. The assassins have sent us a letter. We did some diplomacy prior to the start of this game. We exchanged a letter with our really distant, removed cousin, the chieftain of Alodia, Tianusi, who is an absolutely famous man. And we've attempted to arrange a marriage with his daughter to us, because we are unmarried currently. So we are going to attempt to do that. Turn this music down a bit. We also exchanged a letter with the emperor of the Roman Empire and attempted to get help with the Fatimids. We did not receive a letter back, so presumably it was either lost or he has no intention of helping us out. What's up, Dolphin? How's it going? So So right now, we are playing Petty King Yorgos III. He gets randomly assigned traits, like most leaders in CK3. Very few leaders actually have like traits that they will always have every game. So we rolled arbitrary, humble, and paranoid. Not fantastic. We're also a tough soldier, and we're reckless. We're not a very competent king, to be frank. We're not a bad soldier. We're pretty solid at intrigue and scheming. But beyond that, we're not particularly competent. We're also unmarried at 28. We do have a son. He was born out of wedlock, so he's a bastard, Basilios. He is 8, so we've had him for quite a while now. He's very competent, and he is our heir. So we're in really interesting shape. Like I said, Makuria has kind of stood as like the gate to the south. It was us who originally blocked the Muslims when they rode south and tried to conquer the pagans. So we have a very long and prestigious history. Also, in the past, we conquered Egypt and subjugated the Egyptian Empire. So we're very prestigious, but in the roleplay and in real life during this time period, they were not in the best of times. So we're not doing too well. We'll build some camel farms, camel breeding grounds in Dongola. We are waiting to receive a visit from our cousin, the Chieftain Tenosi of Elodia, but we'll have to wait. Passing through my court, I notice an unrecognizable face approaching me. My most serene liege, I am Philemon, former courtier of the Marshal Mayor Philemon. He has asked me to present before you and partake in your court. He has also given me a letter of introduction that only you may read. He hands me an enclosed letter. After breaking the seal, the letter simply reads, Dear Yorgos, please assassinate the bearer of this letter. What? He wants us to murder this man. Our vassal wants us to do his dirty work. No, fuck that. We're taking him into our... Wait, no, we're arbitrary, aren't we? We're paranoid and we're arbitrary. We would think that killing him is a scheme to hurt us because we're paranoid and arbitrary. So we would think that this is an elaborate scheme to screw us over. So we're going to accept him into our court and maybe murder him later if we feel like it. The endless clash of metal on metal, the chafing of armor, the sting of sweat. It is a dance that is familiar as it is exhausting. To heft my axe, attack, dodge, defend, and repeat. Maybe it would be good to practice my skills with another weapon. We're arbitrary, paranoid, and humble. Humble, we would just keep to our simple acts, so we're not going to change things. Alright, I am going to see about betrothing his daughter to us. We did write letters before this game and agreed to a marriage. Your Pope is in the Fatman Court Jester. Is he really? Hold on! Those fucking heathens in Cairo have made our religious leader their jester? Is that confirmed, Chris, or are you joking? Because that's a huge deal if that's the case. Who are the players? I will show you. We've got a lot. Like I said, everything in this game is going to be based around like the Nile and like Egypt and Sudan. So we have the two big ones, and then we've got a ton of little guys all over here. Hello.
Arrived. It was a long journey from Zenar.
Ah, it is good to see you, cousin. Welcome to Dongola. I hope you had a safe travel through the deserts. They are not as safe as they used to be, my friend.
I have my troops with me. Some of the selected ones who are taking care for us to not be harmed.
That is good. If you had sent a letter quicker, I could have had my guards escort you, but it is no matter. Welcome to Dongola. Why don't you take a seat? I do apologize. It's not in the best of shape as of now. I've had many matters to attend to, and the sprucing up of my Capitol building has not been on my agenda. I do promise we are not as poor as we may seem here. We are simply on harsh times.
Oh, don't worry. I know the times are harsh. We are, as I wrote to you, also in the matter of rebuilding our market to make sure that the merchants have enough room to bring out their wares.
Of course. I do hope that you had agreed to my betrothal to your daughter. I know that she is becoming older, as am I, and I would prefer to get things on the way earlier rather than later. As
yes, Mari, as I that Marianne is actually with us here.
Ah, wonderful.
I did receive a second letter from you asking for the hand of Kirike, but I assumed you wanted to have Marianne on your side.
That would be agreeable to me. I would leave that up to you. I simply wish for a marriage to closely bind our families. If you think your second daughter, Mariana, would be more fitting, I would be happy to comply with it.
I do very much believe that she will be of great help to you.
That is good to hear.
I did teach her in diplomacy and in stewardship. She does show a quite good hand in writing letters, I have to say.
That will take some
But
burden off of me then. There's always so much to attend to,
indeed,
which we will need to get into shortly. There is much to discuss, cousin.
yes,
You
I
did
heard
suggest
about.
becoming the
Yes,
guardian of my young son. His mother is
yes,
not worth mentioning, but regardless, he is my son, and I will treat him as such. I need no disrespect now that I'm married to your daughter, but I think that if the lad is brought up properly, it would do much for Makuria and Elodia.
I understand. Would have been nice to have him join our place for Asuvia to be able to have a playmate. She is wild, the little one, I have to say.
Indeed, even I have heard reports of this in Dongala. News travels quickly from your court, cousin. It seems that Elodia is quickly becoming the hub for the Christian world in the Lower Nile.
It does. And I am also coming with other tidings as well. Recently, the spouse of the chieftain Gabriel of Naga deceased, and I am not so sure if he will be able to hold Naga really together.
Given the
And
closeness to the heathens to the east, perhaps it would be wise for one of us to ensure that he does not go away from the flock, so to speak.
exactly, I was thinking of either persuading him or joining my force, but I also received message that the Muslims are actually trying to conquer that place, Nakis, so I might have to do a counter-offensive to make
They have
sure that
already invaded, I believe, it seems.
that could most likely be. So I will try to hold them off as best of my abilities.
We will need to siege out Naga. This is very worrying. You have received my letter then, and you know of the rumors that Caliph al-Mustansir plans on breaking the Pact. At least that is what my spies tell me.
Yes. And the recent attempts now on Naga shows that the Muslims do not care about the treaty we
They
had.
do not. We must remind them what happens when they cross the border and come south. Last time when their ancestors did, they suffered the most humiliating defeats the Muslim world had ever known. We must show it to them again.
And for that, we will stand together. I will make sure that my troops will be ready. And with Naga coming to the fold, I will actually leave the southern areas of Alodia to my oldest daughter, that she can actually learn to rule not just in theory, but also in practice.
I also think that it is worthwhile contacting Nakis. We must tell High Chieftain Yazid that he must back out of Naga, as he is breaking the Pact right now. This is our dominion, and he is attacking a Christian chieftain. This is unacceptable, and we must show strong. This, I suspect, is a test of our resolve, cousin.
Yes, indeed.
Do you wish to travel with me and speak with them?
Yes.
Very well.
We can.
You see a rider approach either your encampment or your capital, regardless of where you're at, and he has the banner of Makuria upon his horse. Greetings.
Oh.
Is this High Chieftain Yazid?
Yes, it is. What do our fellow Sudanese?
I come here bearing a letter and a message from King Yorgos III of Makuria. Your men have crossed and attacked a Christian chieftain in Naga. This is a breach of the peace and a breach of the pact. If you do not back down with your men, you will face the armies of Makuria and Elodia at your doorstep. What say you, Head Chieftain of Nakis?
We'll back down.
Very well. I will return quickly to my king. Is there anything you would wish me to tell him?
Well, I think you should make the king aware that another Coptic nation is also trying to conquer the kingdom, and you are allied with. If you are truly defender of the faith and allying this man, you should fight for and defend this fallen nation.
I will tell the king immediately. We thank you for honoring the pact, and we'll speak again. So again, the pact is the religious treaty that exists between the Muslims and the Christians in the Nile for 400 years. It has not been broken once. Mainly because they were beaten so badly. And yes, that is the Venetian flag. It's my favorite flag, so I just have it on the wall when I stream. I really like it. If you are still here, pub up. Also, what's a dolphin? The mod link, the mods curse, they are the community flavor pack and Sin Gold MP. It is good that the heathens back down.
Yes, indeed.
Also, out of roleplay, your daughter just died in childbirth.
I know, I just saw that.
Cousin, I have bad tidings. While you were away in Naga leading your armies, I am sad to say that your daughter, she was about to bore me my second child when she passed and went to God. Childbirth, as you know, is not an easy thing, and she has gone to Christ.
My daughter.
But she did bear me a daughter, Ketudi Azim. Before she passed, we were able to save the child. And from this day forth, she will be my heir. I promise you that. I will honor the memory of your daughter by ensuring that Ketudi is brought up to be a great queen, if I bear no other children.
Yes, good to hear. That is indeed grave news.
I know
Not
this
just
is...
Dad, I lost Marianne. We are also in search of Eusebia when I came back from the wedding before going to war.
She is not to be found?
Yes.
That is worrying. Could I perhaps send men to aid you with your search? Is there anything I can do, cousin?
If you see anyone going towards the Nile, towards Egypt, a girl, just tell your men to look out for that.
We have outposts on the border. I could send word for them to keep an eye out, but you must understand that there are many roads north past the Nile, and we cannot police them all. But I will do my best. I promise you that.
I know. I am taking my troops and searching for her day and night, but
It's good to hear.
it is not easy to find one person in such big lands.
It is not
I will
indeed.
go and continue my search.
Best of luck, cousin.
See you soon.
May Christ follow you out always.
Always.
No. Ketudi is a girl. Big JK. We have our first child who was illegitimate. He's a bastard. Basilios we had, he's a bastard. We didn't marry his mother. The second child we have is Ketudi, who was born out of Mariana, who died in childbirth. That's the chieftain of Elodia's daughter. And she is a girl, yes. We will give her... We'll give her a diplomacy education. What's it crashing? More people playing with the map? Can I see an overview? Yes, absolutely. One moment. Since there were Egyptian Coptics for a good while, and it would help you if you combine with them. You want me to combine with the local Egyptian religion, right? Which we may do. Elodia, Makuria, all the vassals of Cadiz, Our noble vassal, which is Count Daoud, who is young, only 11. We need to go talk with him in just a moment. And then we've got the Muslims to the north. We've got Alexandria, and we've got the Fatimids himself being played. Byzantium, the Seljuks, Abyssinia, Axum, these guys, which was Tigra. And then we've got 3 guys in the west who are obviously going to be playing Egyptian religion characters. And he has cancer. That's unfortunate. All right, we need to go on a little trip here. Greetings.
Greetings, my lord.
This is Count Daoud, is it not?
Yeah.
Wonderful. I have traveled here from the capital of Dongla. It is good to see you. You have grown up much since I last saw you, child.
Thanks, my lord.
Your father
What can I do
was a
for
good
you?
man, Count Basilius. I named my first son after him. A good man. We spent much time together. But you would not remember. With the death of your father, I know things are harsh, especially since you sit on the border region with the Fatimids. Have you heard word of their plans to potentially break the peace and ride south?
No, I haven't, my lord, but I was worried, I must admit. I wanted to come to you to ask if you could help me install defenses in the regions of Kalacha or Korta.
I'd be happy to build defenses. I would also like to offer that you take a few years to come south to Dongla as my ward. I would teach you the ways of diplomacy and statecraft. And in doing so, keep you away from the border. It would not be good for them to ride south and immediately capture one of my most powerful and important vassals.
I grateful accept, my lord.
Wonderful. Also, can you turn your mic up at all? Is that possible?
Yeah, I'll try.
Wonderful. You will ride south with me. We shall go to Dongla. I warn you, it is not the prestigious place that your father once knew. But regardless, it is the capital of our kingdom and our people. And you would do well to listen and learn. You will learn much there, if you choose to do so. Is your mic working?
Well, yeah, but I think I don't have to ignore it.
Alright, I maxed out the volume, it's still kind of low. We'll let him get that figured out. Gonna take a minute here. Dire Doc? Oh, I don't doubt that, yeah. I can't stay for long, just pop in to say hi. What's up, Scobie? And you are welcome, crashing. Not Dongla, it's old Dongla. I say fail RP. Yeah, that is fail RP. You were right. Alright, we have our first legacy. We're gonna go with, what do we want to start with here? That's a tough one. We're gonna go customs, because in real life, Yorgos III was the one who instituted the legal changes and the religious changes in the Coptic Church of the Southern Nile. During this time, let me explain this, because this is kind of interesting. So, as I said when we first started, the Lower Nile was converted by Byzantines when they owned Egypt. They wanted to do that to create a buffer zone of loyal allies in the south, semi-vassals, semi-allies. And as such, all the Lower Nile kings were converted to Orthodox Christianity. The thing is, obviously, when Byzantium lost control of Egypt, they lost all their one second. We've got a murderer. I will do that. Anyway. I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Where was I going with that? I completely forgot. Right. Okay, so in this time period, they were converted to Orthodox Christianity. Now, the Orthodox religion at this time was taught by the religious heads in, I believe, Greek. So when the Orthodox Christians in Byzantium converted the South, they did so using Greek. And as such, the religious texts, the preachers, the priests, they all spoke Greek, kind of like how Latin is now spoken by the Catholic Church. What happened during this time period in Makuria is, I think it was Yorgos II, it might have been Yorgos III. What he did is he instituted laws to make it so all Orthodox religious texts were changed to Nubian, his language. So all the texts of Orthodox Christianity and the Coptic Church, instead of being taught and written in Greek, he converted it to Nubian in order, one, to make the religion a little bit more in line with the customs of the region, but also to help convert some of the holdouts, because there will still a lot of people who either prescribe to the ancient Egyptian faiths, even the Jewish religion, some of the more Western animist sort of ancestor worship gods, and of course Muslims. So by converting the religion to Nubian, it was a major religious reform. So that's why we're going to go with that as our first dynasty legacy. Long story short. There we go. I got it back. I got my train of thought back. That's good. We have a lot of holdings as well, so we are going to endeavor to rebuild the Nile. During this time period, it is not nearly as wealthy as it was in the past, so we have a lot of rebuilding to do. I have a friend who's getting too much radical right wing. Like, dude told me Erdogan is like an angry monkey. That's too far even for me. Oh boy. I'm not having a political conversation right now, Condor. I'm in no mood for that. What's the culture map look like? Nubian, Bajan, Ethiopian. We got Daju, Zagawa, Egyptian. We got a bit of Bedouin over there as well. So, pretty culturally diverse. We are, of course, Nubian, along with Elodia. How much research did you do? A fair bit. 1 out of 10, I'd probably say a 6. I did help write this campaign with Scythe, so I did do quite a lot of research, especially on the Lower Nile. It's absolutely fascinating. When Scythe first told me about this scenario, I was just kind of like, that doesn't sound really interesting. And then I read about it, and it really is. What's up, Mage? How's it going? What's up, Denise? Alright, I'm trying to think what we want to do next. We are arbitrary and we're paranoid, so we're going to be spending most of our time in Old Dagala. We have Count Daoud as our guardian ward, and we are teaching him the ways of diplomacy in the courts in Dongala. We had an alliance with Chieftain Tenosi. We are still the same dynasty, so we should be able to make one, but we can't. After the death of his daughter, being paranoid, arbitrary, and humble, and a fairly devout Christian, Coptic, we're not going to remarry. We might in a little bit, but we want a time of mourning again. Again, it took us 20 years to marry, so it makes sense to, or 10 years to marry, so it makes sense we'd wait a little bit. In terms of what we are going to do next, oh, we just got a, we'll probably write out a Diplo post in a minute. Players all around me, so I can't expand. Correct, you'll actually have to do diplomacy, and you'll have to work with other players. Talk to the guy with cancer. You know, he's dead. It's, there's a new leader in charge now. We could actually negotiate some marriages with these people if we actually had some children, but we haven't. There are Kushites. Yes, there are. Jay, what's up, Jay? Religiously, yeah. So these guys are Kushites. The player over here is Kushite, Chieftain Magi. That's a player, and then there's a lot over here as well. The south of Nakis is all Kushite, including one of his vassals, Taha ibn Kawr of Bazin. He is Kushite. So there are plenty around. I usually don't use the word Kushite since in Hebrew it's the equivalent of the N-word. Huh. Well, it's not an issue in American culture, so. Should Aswan be as important land to Nubian cultures? I'm not too sure. I wouldn't think so. And yes, this is the Friends Info DLC. Let me switch out the music real quick. really good playlist yesterday. There we go. There's been a peace. The Seljuks have made peace with the Byzantine Empire. Rome has not fallen. It looks like they did lose... They actually didn't lose Armenia. Wow. They're both players and they've made peace, which is really interesting. Alright, I think it's about time we actually do look for another wife. We've had two now. Well, we actually only had one. We screwed another woman and had a bastard, but we've only had one wife. Let's see if there's any noble women that would be fitting to marry. I think it would be a little rude to ask Chitin Tenosi for another daughter, considering we killed his second daughter in childbirth, but about our vassals. Nope, we're gonna have to find someone completely different to marry. Tenosi. Maybe, I wonder if the Emperor has a daughter of marriageable age. They're all betrothed. He's betrothed to all his daughters. Alright, that's not an option either. There's a murderer at our court in Dongla right now. That's what these events are. We need to find a wife, but there is currently a murderer in our capital. That is very worrying. She's lowborn, but not bad. Hail, gregarious, lustful, and vengeful. We'll marry her. There's just no royal women for us to marry right now. It's too early in the game, so we'll have to marry a lowborn. Marry the Byzantine. They are all betrothed, so that's not an option. Any special buildings in Makuria? I don't believe so, no. Nope. Bold to assume that Paradox would put any research or effort into a non-European, specifically Scandinavian country. How does the game describe Crusader in combination with tribal traditions in ancient Egypt? I'm not too sure. You played it before. I'm not too sure. They don't tend to describe religions in detail. They just do like the cultural traditions and stuff like that. Ancient Egyptian borders were not well defined. It was longer and less wide than modern Egypt, and the Arab world kind of purged a lot of people. Yes, they did. But all the Crusaders are just south of Ethiopia. We actually are not, but we're not a zealot, so I'm not going to convert. When I play Crusader Kings, I only convert counties if I'm zealous. Otherwise, I just let it either naturally happen or I don't convert them, to be honest. Let's start to develop Old Dongla a little bit. We want to rebuild the wealth of Makuria, which, again, is frankly barely there anymore. I'm going to send my spy master to try and find secrets in Cairo, specifically any news on whether they do plan on marching south. We have married our now queen, Habisha. She does appear to have horns on. I'm not too sure why. Well, she is lustful, so I assume she's pretty, wait for it, horny. I apologize for that joke. That was not in good taste and very low quality, but I had to say it. We are going to try and romance our wife. We're spending time just building up our capital and getting to know our second wife now. We'll write her some poems, which she didn't care for. That's a shame. Ancient demographics are ambiguous at best. Yes, because we also just don't have much knowledge on these historical time periods. There's not a lot of records from eras like this. There really aren't. Let's see if we can invite Tenosi to a hunt. Sometimes you can do that. I don't know what decides whether you can invite people to do activities or not, but I guess we're going to go on a hunt then. It's been a stressful couple of years. Our first wife died on childbirth. Our second wife is really just ridiculously horny. So we're going to go ahead and go on a hunt. It was a disappointing joke. Yeah, it was. The woods truly is the mantle of the poor, but as the lion flees in panic from foraging peasants, I feel my patience wearing thin. Surely there must be better things to do in Karima than picking roots and mushrooms. We'll give generous donations to the locals. We've got the wealth for it. While we're here, we might as well. Lemia. Interesting. Did you get the new events pack? Is it worth it? Should I wait for the sale? Jeffrey, it is worth it if you like to do roleplay. If you're the type of player who just likes to paint maps and use the mechanics to conquer everyone, you will not like Friends and Foes. If you play CK3 for the character dynamics, the roleplay, playing out characters, and the interesting events, it's absolutely worth it. The events they've added are really good, but what really makes Friends and Foes worth it, in my opinion, is how they've revamped the rival and friendship and romance dynamics. Because now you actually build proper rivalry mechanics with your enemies, and you can build intergenerational family rivalries, which is, frankly, really fucking fun. The friendship system's also much better and more balanced. So if you like role-playing character dynamics in the events, it is absolutely worth it, yes. Chinese records, yeah, they were not good. The historical record keeping was not good. Will there be pauses? I have a video they want to show you. I will not look at videos during a roleplay game when I'm roleplaying, no. Yeah, so it'd have to be afterwards. I say when the province gets past a certain mark, we rename it to Nova Dongola to combine with Greek and Nubian. I don't think so. Traditions are important. Are the events culture specific, or is it heavy on European societies? It's heavy on European societies, but they apply to all the different cultures. A lot of the events will show up all over the map, but they did add a lot of European-centric stuff. It is Paradox. They're Swedish. They're very European-centric. Jay, what the fuck did you try and write there? Jesus. I don't like the blob. If you like to roleplay it, then you'll enjoy it a lot. It's a great mod. It's a great DLC. Paradox really needs to improve the hunting system in the game because there's so much potential. Yes, it does. They're going to charge us a DLC for it. There will be a $30 hunting DLC at some point. If you want to kill a tiger, you have to pay Paradox $30. My god, Petty Queen Habisha is an insufferable fool. Have you seen how she leers? Ridiculous. My Chancellor, Count Ion Koda, throws his head back with a wicked laugh. Who is this guy? He's our Chancellor. Habisha is still conversing with her friends, but I can tell she heard him. I hate to see her hurt. Alright, we're going to pull our sword on him. We're arbitrary. We're arbitrary and what? We're arbitrary and paranoid. So we think that he's plotting against us and clearly going to hurt our wife. So we're going to pull our sword on him. And we lost. We were wounded in combat and we had the shit beaten out of us by our Chancellor. We're not a very competent swordsman, but yeah, we did get a minor injury in that situation there. That's a shame. Petty King Yorgos means well, but he's not particularly competent in any major capacity. He's not a bad steward, I guess, mainly because of the help of his wife. It's a stick figure. Ah, yeah. I guess we have a player rejoining. Also, if you guys want to see what's going on in game, if you're in the Discord, go to the Soul of Denial public statements. There's a lot of letters and roleplay statements being put out there. We'll start to do some in a minute too. I do want to do more like roleplay posts in the CK3 game because I didn't in the last one. So I'm gonna do one of those in a minute. We just kind of need something to build off of here. So far, Yorgos of Makuria has really only just developed his capital and had his wife die in childbirth. So he hasn't had a lot of interesting character development yet. Our daughter's the one who's going to inherit, by the way. Katudi Azim. She is not being educated right now. Let's go ahead and make sure we educate her. We can't because we already have 2 people that we are doing. We will start to educate our daughter and heir. And then we are going to send Vasilios to Tianosi. We'll send our bastard son to be tutored by the chieftain of Alodia. Yes, they also did add traits and memories. They revamped how AI characters act with their traits, which is really good. A curious man has searched me out after hearing about the murders plaguing my court. I am Petros, my lord. I think I can be of help to you. No. We're paranoid and arbitrary. So we would think that he's working with the assassin. Or the murderer, regardless. He will take on our son as his ward. That's good to see.
Hello?
Greetings.
Hello. I am Prince Michael. I've travelled a very long way to come down here, but my father Constantinos the 10th.
You are from Rome.
Yes, we have traveled a long way to get here.
Welcome to Old Dongla. I did not hear word of you coming. You did not travel with a large retinue. I apologize. I would have had my chefs prepare something proper for you, great prince. I do apologize. You found us in quite the state.
It is fine. I am here on an emissary mission. And I didn't want to alert suspicions to the Fatimids, so I donned a disguise and...
It is very fitting. You seem like you could be any trader or priest coming from Rome. You have disguised yourself well. I will have my chefs begin to prepare some venison. I think we still have some left from my last hunt. We will have the meat prepared. Do you drink, Prince Michael?
Yes, I would like a drink, thank you.
We have some fine wine here, brought to us from the Arabic traders to the east. Take a seat, take a drink here. Here you go. What brings you to the kingdom of Makuria?
Well, I arrived of two things. One, my father seeks to offer you two things. One, he wishes to recognize your Coptic faith in your area to be of a. He wishes to announce his support soon for your faith in Nubia.
I know that you Romans differentiate your faith from ours, but we do not in many ways see it that way. As you well know, it was your ancestors who converted mine to the light of Christ, and we thank your family for what you have done to save our eternal souls. The Coptic faith varies in very few ways. It is primarily the recent reforms, of course. That is that we wish to make the religious texts in our priests speak the language of the Nubian people, not the Greek that your ancestors spoke when they came here. We mean no offense by this. It is simply important that our own traditions be influenced by our own peoples.
Yes, we are. Yes, I am we are open-minded about this, especially with the current state of the Byzantine Empire, but...
I have heard tell that you have a peace with the Seljuks. That is good to hear. When I heard the news that Rome was beset again from the east, I did worry as to the fate of the empire.
Yes, we managed to broker a peace. This peace did not come cheap, but we did broker a peace. We paid them off, if you will.
Indeed.
But firstly, outside my caravan, His Holiness Belisarius wishes to grant you a gift. He wishes to give you, to help you in times of need. He wishes to grant you a elegant cupboard. It displays stuff that you can display. It's
a most kind gift, Prince Michael. I thank you for this cupboard. As you may know, my court is not the most impressive, and it would definitely do much to spice things up with some upholstery built in the Great Roman Empire. You are very kind.
We also wish to ask if you'd by any chance be willing to take one of his kids as a ward.
I would be happy to do so, as long as you think it would be safe for his child to travel all the way down the Nile.
Well, she's actually with me, which is her name is Princess Sophia. She's free.
Rather young. I would be happy to teach her, though.
Yes, she is 3 years old, and she has, from what we tell, she's quite pensive, if you know what I mean.
Well, enough time spent around court here. I'm sure that we can get that right out of her. Worry not.
Yes, we will offer.
Rest assured that she'll be under the protection of my family name and the kingdom of Makuria. She will befall no harm in Old Dongla, and I will ensure that she is raised up to be a fine young girl, and a devout Christian, of course.
Yes, we also hope, and despite us not being allied, His Highness wishes to also state that if the Fatimids ever try to take over your realm or anything, your family, your people would always be welcome to the Byzantine Empire.
I thank you for such a proposal, but I will say this. No member of my family will leave the Lower Nile alive. We will fight for our God and for our people. If the Muslims come and we cannot hold them, we will die as martyrs of the Christian faith.
We may intervene if they try to do that to you. The Byzantine Empire, yes, it's fallen on hard times, but we are still able to help defend those.
Indeed. The Muslims may find a much stronger Nubia than they expected. Their ancestors were overconfident, and they found nothing but death in the Lower Nile. It will perhaps be the same again if they choose to break the pact.
Yes, we hope that pact will be upheld.
Also, at a roleplay, your daughter just died. The one I'm taking care of.
What?
She was murdered.
Oh, who did that?
Prince Michael, I do apologize, but I just heard word from my courtier. Your sister, the young girl that you were supposed to have me watch over. We found her dead in her chambers last night while you were staying here.
I would ask that your guards could be the Fatimids had something to do with it.
Oh, I am sure. There are schemers and connivers all around my court. I could trust no one anymore. A Muslim, a Cushite, a Christian, who knows what manner of evil creature murdered that poor girl. I'll be honest with you, Prince Michael. I'm beginning to think that there are plots everywhere. And that perhaps even my vassals are plotting to kill me and my family.
Well,
you were not sent here to kill me, were you, Prince Michael?
No, of course, no.
Are you sure?
No. Yes.
I can trust no one these days, it seems.
I respect the guest rights. I do not wish to ever. I do not ever wish to harm anyone that we see as an ally.
Good. I hope so. We must be careful in these times, Prince Michael. There are few we can trust. I hope you are one of them.
Yes, I hope so. I will stay here for a few days, but I will be having to go back and tell my father the bad news. I'm sure. I
understand. And know this: if we find this treacherous devil who has killed your sister and the Emperor's daughter, know that the manner of things we will do to that demon are not worth speaking. I can promise you this. I may be a Christian, but there are times when forgiveness cannot be given.
Yes, I hope that you will punish whoever did that.
Know that I will spend my days and nights when I'm not administering Makuria to search for this killer. Perhaps I will find them. If not, I must answer only to God for such a thing.
Yes, we thank you. And with that, I will be returning to my father.
Farewell, Prince Michael. Remember, enemies are everywhere. Remain vigilant. We're just going batshit paranoid, and he's like, I'm out of here. I'm getting the fuck out of here. We're paranoid, so this is perfect. Yeah, we're very paranoid. What's up, Tall? Thank you for the resub. When you are only a mod during RimWorld streams, yeah, I've noticed that. I see that you've been protesting against my non-RimWorld streams. Yeah, we're very paranoid. We're very paranoid. We're arbitrary, humble, and paranoid. So, the murder of Sophia would probably be setting us off quite a lot, to be honest.
Hello.
Greetings. Who is this?
Hello. It's an envoy from Kanam, and we are in serious trouble. All our nations, our nation on a path has declined to help us in this war, and you come from the far west, do you not, envoy?
Yes. We're very paranoid. We're very paranoid. We're arbitrary, humble, and paranoid. So, the murder of Sophia would probably be setting us off quite a lot, to be honest.
Yes.
I have heard tell of the lands to the west. What is it that you would have of the kingdom of Makuria?
Bilma has declared war with us with 5,000 troops, and our little army cannot stop it. We beg you to help us. We will never forget your help if you would, and we will be forever grateful.
We would save you, but in order to do so, I cannot help someone of the heathen faith. If you would have one of your children convert to the light of the Christian faith, I would bring my army west to fight your war for you.
Yes, I can arrange this. Yes.
Very well.
I think the only way I can.
I will send my army,
get you-
and I will send my greatest general to fight your enemies. But you must be converted. Out of roleplay, this is happening really quickly, so let's just do a marriage.
Yeah, like they have already sieged down almost all my nation. They want all of it. All of my nation.
All
It's
your
like-
kids are so fucking old too. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's because I'm so old.
I will probably break this later.
Yeah, we can do that.
Very well. You have the terms. I will march west with my troops.
Yes, I will see you there.
Make sure that you keep what remnants of your army exist on the eastern border. We will meet up with my army there.
Yes, right. I will tell them that.
Wonderful. Tell your
They're
king
not
envoy
slain already.
that my men ride west.
Yes. We all hope, yes, that they are not slain when you come.
Indeed. Did he start a war he can't win? No, the AI attacked him, Moscova. Yeah, Bello's pretty young, Gupta, but he's solid and he roleplays really well. Oh, and he lost.
Well,
I'd advise you switch on over to the new leader of Canon.
yeah, I am them now.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, yep.
I tried,
Alright.
I guess.
In the roleplay, my soldiers started to go west, and the news reached them that it was already too late before they even left their own borders.
Yeah, like, who should I switch to? Should I switch to the
Canem,
further, like,
Emir
older
Hume.
further Canem? Yes, I am like Canem almost, but it's a very small part of it.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's up to you. I'd be trying to work with Wade and then with me to try and find a way to push out the Muslims, but it's up to you.
Yep.
Yep.
That's also almost why I came here, because I know you don't really like the Muslims, so.
Accurate. Alright, we're gonna write out a roleplay post. I haven't done one yet, so let's go do that. Tales from Old Dongla. News is spreading along the trade routes of the West that a great Muslim host has vanquished the armies of the heathens in Canem. Tales state that the king of Makuria had promised to send 4,000 men as long as the ruler there had one of his own convert to the light of Christ. It was for naught, as before the king's men could even pass their own border, news came that Khanum had fallen to the Muslim. This spells disaster for the Lower Nile, as now they are surrounded by Muslims to the north, east, and west. only the southern region is a religion not led by Muslims. But there can be found stranger religions entirely. King Yorgios has ruled now for decades. And this time, he has seen the suffering of his people as denial fails to make his kingdom as fertile as it once was. His first wife bore a child before going to God, and his courtiers lie in the grave as a murderer
Hello,
runs
my lord.
rampant. This is... Hello? Ah! I see you have come of age.
I wanted to request, as I flourish under your guiding, that you take me within your course to reach even greater heights, and I promise you my eternal I will stay with you.
You always have a place in my court, young one. Count Daoud, I remember when you came to me 5 years ago. Your eyes full of ambition. You will make a great ruler. And remember, it is your family, House Da, that guards the northern border of the heathens. We are now beset on all sides, and it is your duty, it is your obligation for your religion and your people to hold the north. Can you do this for me, Count Daoud?
I will, my lord.
Here is a gift of 100 gold pieces. Whether I wish for you to upgrade the fortifications in the north and
I thank you, my lord.
Kalabsha.
I am grateful and pleasured to be able to assure you that the fortifications in Forda have improved, and also fortifications in Alapsha will be improved within 7 months.
That is good to hear. With rumors suggesting that the Fatmids are only waiting for the time to strike, we must ensure that we remain ready. And in the east, of course, the Sultan there also looks upon our lands with a hunger. Is there anything else I can do for you, my loyal vassal?
Not this time. I will return when I have problems you can solve for me.
Very well. Go with the light of Christ behind you.
Thank you. May God save you.
And you. The hell? Bear with me. My OBS is not working right now. There we go. Anyway, this is a brutal time for the kingdom of Makuria, and many suggest that it is the fear and paranoia of the king that will surely lead his people to folly. Let me find a happy late birthday, Tall. Let me see. Give me a good picture here. I'll go with the classic. Today I'm observing Count Elon Kuda as he trains some of his new levies, but the recruits under his command resemble a disorganized mob more than an army. I look on as he struggles to gain control of the situation, clearly pushed to his limits. While it's never easy to train new soldiers, he seriously needs to do better than this. Well, we're paranoid, we're arbitrary, so we'll get involved ourselves, which really stressed us out apparently. We have a hook on him, so we can change his contract, but we're not going to do that. All right, we had a mental break. We just went over our stress tolerance. We're going to become reclusive. We are now paranoid, reclusive, and arbitrary. And Count Ion Kuda has rejected our help and has got angry at us. This is not my fault, Yorgos. These idiotic peasants don't know their right hand from their left. How can anyone be expected to turn this rabble into an army? We also don't have a court physician. Let's see about hiring one. Plot twist, Hamu converts and commits to human sacrifice. Well, you never know. Can the Kushite rulers convert to Coptic or Ashari? Yes, they can, Dolphin. I think they have to be forced to, unless you have a lot of piety, I believe. I think that's how the game mechanics work. We do also have a polearm now. It is a really mediocre weapon, but we do have one. We will hire Hoasi. He is a very competent physician. It'll put us into a bit of debt, but that's fine. Something ping me.
No, I secretly come here from... the
Greetings. You will need to turn your mic up.
Oh, sorry. Is that better?
A little bit, yeah. Go ahead.
I can always turn up my sound. So yeah, okay. Yes, I'm here for the former leader of Canaan. We have sadly fallen to the Muslims. I didn't know that they were this evil, as I didn't believe you at first. Or, no, I talked to the other person. What am I saying?
One of your people came here before, and we made an agreement,
Yes.
but you fell to the Muslims before we could honor our word. Why do you come to my court again? You are a conquered people, are you not?
I am, but what I am here for today is that I have planned an assassination of this Muslim person, and oh, it all happened.
Murder.
Yes.
I suppose you
but I
heathens do all manner of acts to get your way. I understand.
He enslaved many of my people.
Perhaps it is not a crime in your religion, but in my own, murder is a disgusting deed, especially one not born on the battlefield when you could see them eye to eye. But go on. You wish something of me and I would hear it?
I am only here today to talk to you, to try to maybe learn more about your religion, and I'm very curious about it.
You wish to know the teachings of our God?
Yes.
Truly a noble reason for this great trip.
Yes,
Are you able to speak the language of my people?
Fairly good, yes.
Wonderful. Recently, we are of the Christian faith. We believe in the sacrifice of Jesus Christ for his Father our God. Our books used to be written in the Greek of the Romans who converted us, but now they are in the language of our people, in Nubian. Perhaps if you would come with me to my small church outside of this building, I could have my priest show you the word of our God, and you can learn the embrace and love of Christ for his people on earth.
Yes, I would glad to join you. I am very intrigued.
Wonderful. I will have my priest begin to prepare another copy, and we will have one sent home of you as well. If you wish to learn the words of Christ and the Christian faith, perhaps we would maybe be able to give you some aid in reclaiming your kingdom.
We especially want to do it now, as we have seen the aggression of
You wish to
the others.
convert?
No, not that fully. I'm not here to convert. I'm here to learn.
Ah, I understand. Very well. I will have my my bishop, Mirankuda. He's a very learned man. He's a good man. And he will teach you the words of our God.
Yes. That's very interesting.
Also, I do believe that my daughter is betrothed to let me break that betrothal, because that was her roleplay, wasn't it? Forgot about that. Anyway, I would be happy to have my bishop teach you the words of Christ, but you understand that I cannot be here for this whole time, as there are many matters I must attend to.
Yes.
Very well. If you wish to know anything else from me in your visit here, please do not hesitate to contact me. I will obviously
Yes.
be administering things.
Yes, I will contact you if anything, and if anything happens, of course, again.
Very
and
well.
I will also. Yes.
Our son has come of age. He is 16. He is zealous, humble, and content. He can't inherit because he's a bastard. So let's find him a wife. Lots of Christians that we can marry here. Optimally, I want someone of age. There's really not a lot of people who can, marry. Russian. Nope. We want someone Coptic optimally. Let's see here. Orthodox, we could also do. We'll go Valena Dragosevich. She is from the Roman Empire, so we will have her sit down and married to our son. It's 250 piety for pagans to convert to an organized faith. I thought it was a lot more than that, Dolphin. Are you sure it's that low? I'm only here today to talk to you about your extended carp warranty. The sun never sets on the Norwegian Empire?
My lord, an envoy from Melodia arrived. Seeking
Greetings.
an audience with you.
Envoy, take a seat. You look tired. What news from Elodia?
Thank you very much. There are two matters Dionysi would like you to know. He is very sorry for not being able to attend himself, but he is currently preparing the armies to go and relieve the people in Kordofan, the Coptic people, who are being oppressed
Where
by
do
their
they
current
fight?
chieftain. Kordofan. It's to the west of Alodia.
Ah, I see it. You seek conflict with them.
Elige is thinking of trying to go to war with them to be able to help the people in the northern parts of Kordofan and relieve them from the oppression of the Kushite people.
Ah, yes, the cops there, indeed. I would be happy to support in any way that I can to make sure that our Christian brothers and sisters are no longer under the heel of a heathen. Is there
Yes.
anything that your chieftain would have of me and of Makuria?
He just wanted you to know that if the need arises, he would be able to call upon you. But he just wanted to inform you that you know that he and his troops would currently not be available.
I
you,
understand, and
if
I
there
wish
is
him the
anything you
best of
need.
luck in his war to relieve the people there. When you return home to the chieftain, tell him news from the west. The Muslims brought an army south to Khanim and briefly conquered the family there. However, they have wrestled back control. The leaders have shown an interest in our holy books. I have sent back a copy of the Bible to Khanim, and I hope that it will inspire them to reconsider their pagan beliefs and to think to their eternal souls. So I would have the chieftain know of it. Perhaps we will find Christian brothers to the west before too long.
I will relay this message, and I think he will be pleased to hear that, as I know that that Galidima Shu was actually visiting him right before the attack on
Good.
his nation.
He also came to us and we promised his army, but it was not in time. Very well. Envoy, return home to your chieftain. Before you leave, I will have you given water and supplies for the ride back, as I know it is a long one.
You are too kind.
May the light of Christ go with you, my friend.
You too.
What's up, Wild? If he goes down the loading tree, he can reduce it by going Apostle.
We're not going to do that. We're a warrior. Our daughter is going to be a diplomat, most likely. She's rowdy. She's currently in the court, I believe, Elodia. Yes, she's being trained by Tianosi. We haven't seen Katudi since she was probably around 3 or 4. It's been a couple of years. So we'll need to take a visit to Elodia in a year or 2 to go see her. She's our heir. We haven't had any of her kids. We do have a wife, but she has borne us no children. Habisha. She's our wife, she's a duchess, and she's also one of our knights. Damn, not bad. I can't believe she's lustful and has had no kids with us so far. We're really fucking something up here. Oh, the other dude. Oh, you mean the guy from Canem. I gotcha. Okay. As I make my way to the stable, I'm greeted by the happy neighs of Balus. He seems eager to stretch his legs in the beautiful weather, and I cannot help but agree. We need to de-stress, so we're not going to do it. Let's go seclude ourselves for a little bit as well. We have been caught up in diplomacy and overseeing Makuria for far too long. We must take a time to be by ourselves. Ah, damn. He converted to Islam. He was a Kushite in the beginning, but he converted. We'll go on a hunt as well. The EU game? Yeah, that'll be interesting. That's still a couple weeks out. Turn that music back up as well. You would think it was a creature of a myth, perhaps a god disguised in animal form. It was the largest heart I have ever seen. Even after the beast was wounded, the chase lasted half a day. It is still an imposing sight, lying dead before me. We'll dedicate it to our wife. She hunted with us. She's a very aggressive woman. She only has one martial, but she's very hale. So, she's a woman of good breeding, a strong woman, one perfectly able to bore us many strong children, if we could ever fucking get her pregnant. So, one question: will MD be good for blood alone? No, it will not. We will have to revert the game version. The hunt is drawing to an end. We mount our horses and leave the floodplains behind us. The servers prepare the heart and other game for the journey back. Wonderful. A very successful hunt. I think that it is time that we take a journey south to Elodia. So let me keep checking the news, because there's been a lot of Diplo posts this game. I want to make sure that I haven't missed anything.
It's a good way to solve many problems.
It is very good to hear. If you need any help, we can try to divert a few funds towards your direction to help you build churches and also send people who are well versed in building these kinds of buildings.
I would gladly accept for you to build these buildings, and in my kingdom, as I know you have, you only want peace and prosperity of my nation. And I would also like another copy of this Bible you have said, as my daughter has.
No little things. I'm just gonna ask him to let us know when he's done. We've had a child. It's from our son. Our bastard son has born a child, Yorgios. He named him after us. Wow. Yorgios Azim, born of my bastard son Basilios. A good lad. We'll give him a warrior focus. There'll be many, many warriors of Christ needed in the future to defend our realm. It's going really good. We're at 11. Also, I love how My Blood Alone comes out the day after the Foxhole 1.0 updates. Yeah. Well, I'm not really excited for Blood Alone, to be honest. I don't know if I'll even play it much after it drops. It just doesn't do much for me, to be honest. It's not adding any economic features, which they need to add, so it's kind of like, eh. I won't be playing it much, to be honest. Because I'm going to play a lot of MD when the update comes out, and then when Victoria 3 drops, I'll be playing a lot of that. And plus, I'm more on the CK3 click right now, so probably won't be doing a lot of Hoi 4 for a while. Alright, we're just going to stay in our capital until we receive word from Tianosi that he's free, and then we will go south to see our daughter. In the meantime, we are going to work and endeavor to improve the quality of our holdings. We'll build more pastoral lands. We built up all the farms that we can. Now it's important that we build up natural game forests and many cattle herders. Makuria is not wealthy, and we must ensure that we have the wealth needed to defend ourselves. Many of our people will fight for nothing more than their religion and their loyalty to House Azim, but many more will not, as they have seen very hard times recently. And the more prosperity we can build in Makuria, the more we'll fight for our banners against the heathen if the day ever comes that they march south. Are we a deviant? No, we're not a deviant. We're reclusive.
How's the HLL learning curve going?
What do you mean the HLL learning curve? My other character was. Oh, you mean the one from yesterday? Yes, he absolutely was a deviant. Which we didn't know about until he got called out for it. Yeah, his father was a sodomite, that's true. Hello, Luce. It's going alright. I just play it for like fun in the evenings when I've got a little bit of time. I don't take it too seriously, but it's alright. I've gotten the hang of it. It's pretty simple. Alright, wonderful. He's free. Greetings, cousin. No, he's in the bathroom. We'll wait for him.
Then, how are you?
I am quite well. The journey here was a comfortable one. I am good to see that the roads are still in very good shape between our capitals, cousin.
Yes, we are making sure. I hope that you did get hold of the information early enough and you didn't pass Sova before realizing that I am now residing here and not in Senar any longer.
We did receive that information. I will say though, cousin, I would like you to keep this information secret though. On the road here to Soba from Old Dongala, someone did attempt to take my life. On the road, an arrow almost struck my breast. It hit the ground beside me. But there are many who plot against me and my house and my children. Sometimes I don't even wonder if it's worth the burdens of leadership. It is stressful. It is hard. And for what? Simply to be murdered on the road by some goddamn peasant. It has been a long journey. But regardless, I've come here to see my daughter. Is she well?
She is currently in well hands. She got a flu and is currently sick in bed.
She is sick.
Yes.
I will wait until she is better before I see her then. I would not wish to catch anything.
We should, if you stay for a few days and have the amenities of these new buildings and areas.
Of course.
I do have a really nice garden here as well.
I noticed the great trading hub when I passed through to your citadel here. It is quite impressive. It seems that the wealth of Elodia is flowing all throughout your kingdom. It is good to see, cousin.
It is, and gladly, we didn't have any much losses when helping. The people of Kordofan come back to the fold of Christianity.
I have heard tell of your victories in the West, a most impressive display of loyalty to our God and our religion. Your name will be remembered for protecting the Christian people of the Western periphery. A most accomplished deed.
It is, but I am not doing this for just the sake to be remembered. It is more to help my fellow people.
Of course, I know you are a very devout man. I mean, no insult by it. I simply mean that you will be remembered for your actions as a faithful follower of our religion.
How is Basilius doing? When he left me, he was forming to be quite a tactician.
He has proven to be
field.
quite a competent young man. Already, he has borne me a grandson, which they named after me. I thought that was very nice of him. And he is a very, very devout young man. Content, humble, zealous. Everything a good Christian could want in a child. He will be a great warrior of God. And I hope one day that I can secure him perhaps a holding of his own. As you well know, as a bastard, he cannot inherit. It is my daughter, and what I suppose would be your granddaughter who will inherit one day here in Makuria.
Yes, she is doing well in terms of learning the ways of politics and stewardship. I am making sure that she knows how to read and write as early as she can.
That is good. I hope you take her to church as well every week on the Lord's Day.
Of course.
Good.
Of course.
You know, I have a child of mine being brought up not a devout Christian. I have also heard that in the East that the Muslims have pushed further south.
They did. I was sadly not able to do anything against that. But we hope that these conquests of theirs will be the last.
I had a roleplay, just so you know, they did just break the pact. They did just break that, so that's a huge deal.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is. So, I believe we will have to try and
I would have a
sure
suggestion.
that we do not do that again.
Chieftain Tinosi. A warning
Yes.
is not enough. We must show strength. Otherwise, what is the fucking point? Our armies may be great together, but perhaps we are not enough. Have you considered sending envoys south to the Negus of Abyssinia? They may be very different than us, but they share our faith, and together we could push back these heathens.
We can. I will try. There is one of the vassals of the kingdom of Abyssinia. His son is actually married to my youngest daughter after
Indeed.
she had returned, being missing 4 to 5
Ah,
years.
Eusebia, she is finally married. She was not yet
Yes.
of age when I last saw her when she was younger.
No, she was not, and she became of age when she was not with us. As I understand, the
It
little
has been
things
many
she
years.
told
How
me,
they
she
go
was
by, my friend. How they go by.
Trying to build, trying to heal the wounds of the betrayal of one's own child, and the loss is not an easy one, but time will heal the wounds, I hope.
Time heals all things, for better and worse. And perhaps you can contact young Eusebia. I know she is a good woman. I'm sure she still holds the interests of your house and our house, House Azim, close to her heart. If you could perhaps talk with, I believe she's married to the Negus of Tigray, to see if he can speak with the Negus of Abyssinia. Perhaps we would be able to have a meeting and discuss how we might push back the heathen for breaking the most sacred of pacts.
I will.
Good.
And as soon as I have news, I will send an envoy to you.
I will visit briefly with my daughter and then return home to Makuria. As soon as you have news from Abyssinia, contact me. Perhaps we will have a meeting in Soba. It is a good middle ground between the south and the north, and we can discuss what action we will take against the Muslims.
Well, I will prepare everything.
Very well. We will speak again soon. It is good to see you again, cousin. Stay in good health.
See you as well. You too.
So the Muslims just broke the back. They attacked the south
which would break the Pact, which is the religious treaty that was built between the Muslims and the Christians in this time period. It's been broken for the first time in 400 years. That's a huge deal. So we're going to need to try and find some allies and put together a group to push them back here.
My lord,
Ah! Greetings!
I came to inform you that the Caliph of the Fatimids made a proposal to me to convert to Islam. I wanted to inform you that I sent him back to his land and stated clear that if he crosses, that if he wants the people to conform, he has to do it with violence, and that we will.
You were good to bring this news to me, Count Daoud. You are very good. I know you are a loyal servant of Christ, and you would not betray our religion or our people. This is very worrying, though. It seems that the news we have heard that the Muslims have their eye to the south are true. And the east. Blemia has conquered the southern Kushites and forced their religion upon the people there. And the west, the heathens attempted to conquer the lands of Canaan. We are beset on all sides. Count, we must stay loyal to one another, for if we break, we will surely fall. Have you done what I requested and built up the outposts in your northern region? Good. That is very good to hear. Do what you can with the money that you have to raise more troops. I suspect war is on the horizon, and we must remain ready for it.
I will, my lord.
I will say, and keep this to yourself, that there is a meeting being planned between the Negus of Abyssinia, the chieftain of Elodia, and myself. Together, we would have the strength of Christendom in the south on our side to push back the heathen, and to relieve any potential breaking of the back that may have occurred. I would be happy to have you accompany me on that trip when I ride south, if you wish.
I will, my lord.
Very well. When the time comes that this meeting is had, I will contact you, and we will ride south together.
I will now move back to my home and prepare everything I can for an advancement of the north.
Very well. Go with the blessing of my house, and with the blessing of our God.
May God save you.
And you.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm here from Canaan to tell you that people have shoes that Christianity is the right way.
Ah. You have read the Bible I sent with you then. I see that you have converted to the light of Christ. It is good to find a brother in Christianity rather than a stranger of a pagan religion at my doorstep. Come in. Take a seat.
Thank you.
We will go in prayer in my chapel together for our people and for our religion soon. But before we do, what brings you again to my court in Makuria?
I'm here to talk about maybe negotiations about further cooperation between our two great nations. As I am the only Christian nation and the only nation that believes in the true God, I want to cooperate with the others in the east.
You come to us in complicated times.
Yes, I know.
The Muslims have broken the treaty that has existed in the Nile for 400 years. It is known as the Pact. Perhaps you have heard of it.
Yes, I have heard of it.
It is the treaty that was signed between the Muslim and the Christian when their armies rode south and we slaughtered them like lambs. They have broken it and conquered lands to the south which were of Kushite and of the Christian faith. There is a meeting being planned between the Coptic and the Christian kings in the south. And as a fellow brother in Christ, if you would wish to further cooperate with our people, perhaps you would like to attend as well.
Yes, Canaan has become one of the strongest nations in Western Africa that we know of. We have much stronger army than we had when the Muslims attacked. We have been preparing ourselves for another wars, and we would be happy to help.
You are a much stronger kingdom than when we last spoke. It is good to see that you represent the strength of our religion. I would be happy to invite you to that meeting when it is had if you wish to attend.
I would wish to attend, yes.
But we will see. We will do our best. That's all we can do. Is there anything else that you would have of me before we go to the chapel and pray? And I'm sure you have many things to attend to.
No, I don't have anything myself. Do you have any?
I do not. So you would like to come with me to my humble chapel? There we can pray to Christ to save his humble servants in the Lower Nile.
Yes.
And then there are many matters I must attend to.
Yes.
So I keep forgetting that we're melancholic, so... Oh boy. So, a little bit of depression. Still, a little bit. My allergies get me.
Wait, if I can be on the meeting, can you come? Like,
Yes, I'll send you a DM. Or I'll just go grab you. Yep.
Yep.
I'm gonna go blow my nose. I'll be right back. That's better. You've been trying to kill the White Heart? It is not easy to get. What's up, Moose? Game is going very well. Did I get contacted? Alright, we're gonna head to Soba. We're about to have the Great Talks, the Christian meeting. Meeting in TNOC's chat, which I told you about. And then where is Cannon? We are going to meet in TNOC's chat about that meeting I told you about. Greetings, cousin.
Greetings.
It's good to see you. I have traveled here with my vassal. This is Count Daoud. I've known him since he was a young boy. I knew his father well. He's a good man. I raised him myself. He guards the northern border of Makuria, and I would have him here for this important day.
It is. Good meeting you.
I'm
Well, the king of Abyssinia should soon arrive as well.
He was told the right day and time, I hope.
Yes, he was.
I hope nothing bad has befallen him. All this to fall apart so quickly would be a tragedy.
That would be very ill news. Out of RP, let me just see where he's waiting, because I already wrote him to be able to come down.
Sounds good. Well, I'm gonna pour myself some shit, hold on, we're Christian, so we can't drink. I'm gonna pour myself some wine. Would anyone like some?
Yes, I would like gladly.
There we go. While we're waiting,
As well.
always a good host. Ah, I see that the is that the Negus of Abyssinia? I see.
Yes, I have arrived.
Greetings. I have heard many tales of your wisdom and your good rule, Ketis. It is good to finally make your acquaintance. I hope things are well in the Kingdom of Abyssinia.
Yes, they have been going very well.
I'm going to pull you back in here, Turk, because he just arrived.
Yeah, I wasn't able to join. The channel was full.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha. That's my bad.
Yep.
I would like to thank High Chieftain Theodosi, my cousin, for hosting this important and historical meeting of the Christian kings of the Lower Nile. It is good of you to host us here in Soba, cousin.
And I thank every one of you to attend this meeting. I hope the roads were safe for you and you are all arrived well and healthy.
Yes, I would also like to thank you for inviting me here, as I am a new Christian. I don't know that much about the faith. But I would like to learn, of course.
You are eager to learn, and that is the important thing in the eyes of God.
We are not here to speak of our religion. We have a much bigger matter to discuss, I believe.
Yes.
Indeed. Sultan Yazid Ibn al-Makarim has broken the pact. He has invaded the lands between Alodia and Abyssinia. And we do not believe, or I do not believe, that he will stop with just that. Just a few years back, words were able to stop him from conquering land in these regions. But with his recent actions, we have to do more than just talk. We have to show him that the sword is deadlier than the pen. And if he thinks that it is right to push it towards our direction, then he will know that yet again we will stand fast and not let these barbaric people enslave us or our like-minded friends.
Is the volume fucked up, Dolphin? Is anyone hearing like really weird stuff with
Yes.
like the audio? I know, as one of the protectors of the Lower Nile against the Muslim, I am my vassal, Count Daoud here, a humble servant of Christ and a devout Christian. He has told me that the Caliph of the Fatimids attempted to ply him with many offers of riches and power to convert to Islam and to betray our faith. There is no question anymore that the Muslims intend to push south, to take our lands. The only path forward we have is one of strength. I would suggest that all the leaders gathered today combine our will and our men-at-arms to push back the Muslim and to take back the lands that they have taken by the breaking of our great treaty with them.
Yes, I would also like to speak here to. We should talk to the other two big nations in Western Africa, Upper Darfur and Darfur, as they could help.
Are they
They're also
men
the
of
only
Christ,
pathway.
or are they heathen?
Right now, they're heathen, but
Then we
they
have
can be
nothing to say
helped.
to them. If they do not
They
hold
can
the
be-
love of Christ in their heart, they cannot fight
If
for our
you
people.
want my help, you need to convert them or tell them of the riches of Christ.
That is something that you
My
will have to
armies
do,
cannot-
my shoe.
My armies cannot pass through their land. If they're
Are,
not
are you
so
truly
many.
so weak that you cannot pass through their lands without their acceptance?
I can pass through their lands, of course. And are you insulting me right now?
I am not. I am simply asking a question.
I am not weak enough to move my troops through there. I just find it disrespectful.
Then why do you bring it up? You would have us
You
work
are-
with heathens.
What I wanted to say is that we should try to convert them to Christianity. They can also be a very good ally. thought
I
it
don't
was-
deny that,
May I
but we
make-
do not
may
have
I make
time
a
to go
Yes,
and convert
but why
heathens
can't
when the
you-
enemy is at our door already.
Well,
May I
that's
make
why
a
we need
statement?
that's why we need new allies. We are weak, much weaker than the Muslims. I have seen what they have done to my kingdom and my people before. They are very strong.
We are,
Now is
There
not
are
the time
many.
for
They are-
bickering with
they're
ourselves. We need to stay
they're-
strong
they're-
and
they-
be united.
They outman us. We are to them. We cannot hold.
proposal.
We need to get more allies and more strength into Christianity here in Africa to be able to survive. And I think that's fully reasonable.
May I make a proposal?
Yes.
With our, it's true that we may lack the numbers in men here in Africa, on our continent. But I think we have a pretty mighty brother faith in the north. Even though it's not our exact
his
same
mic.
faith, he, I'm sure he carries the teachers of Jesus in his heart. And I
Yes,
think
but I-
it's also in his interest that we fight the Muslims.
Yes, I
If I
do
make pro-
wish, but we should also.
I would
learned
ask
that we should also
the king of
convert.
Kanem to please remember why we are gathered here. I invited
I know
you here.
why we are gathered
Hold
here.
on.
You told
Hold
me
on.
I'm
If
not
you would allow me
dumb.
to speak. You were invited here to attend this meeting. This meeting is not to discuss the converting of heathens. This meeting is to discuss what we will do against the Muslims who have taken our lands and the lands of our neighbors and the lands of non-Muslims and broken the Great Treaty. This is why
If
we are
you-
gathered here, for
if
no
you
other
had
reason.
been listening to me, you need to understand. Look
My
here.
friends,
I
please.
can move I can move my men through their nation, but that could risk war, and that's not what I want. If that would risk war, we'd have one more front. What I'm saying is we should teach them of Christianity and the will of God, to try to convert them, to help us in this battle. We cannot win this battle if we don't get help, and also we can definitely not win this battle if I'm occupied with them. I feel that you are not listening to me.
I am not listening at this point.
think-
Again, this is not why we are gathered here today. Chieftain Tianosi, Negus Ketis, we are here to discuss war with the Blimia, with the Muslims who have broken the treaty. The Fatmids, they have attempted more subtle means. But our neighbors to the east and to your north, they have explicitly tarnished our treaty, and we must take action. I would suggest nothing less than war.
I would need some time to prepare.
I would like
Out of
to say
roleplay.
one thing.
Bello,
Yeah.
you want to let our people talk a little bit?
Yep.
Also, out of roleplay, the Byzantines kind of blew up.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, well, rip Byzantine. My friends, please. I do understand what you are saying, my shoe. Are you not well? My shoe? Fetch the physician!
And he just keeled over and died, didn't he?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I'm alive.
No.
Well,
You're a different
this meeting would still be going though, because we got to get somewhere. Then we're here with us. We've been here for a
But-
while, so.
Yeah.
I'm new. I'm new, so but yeah.
For what I propose as a battle plan if we go to war is that I and my men will try to hold the north while you attack the south and maybe get deep enough into their lands to force a peace treaty. For that we have wars and not just one big, because the big one, we will lose.
Have we
think
consider?
it's-
We should also consider sending an envoy to the Fatimids. Technically, the Caliph has not broken the pact. He is allied with Oblivion, but we should at least make him explicitly state that he is going to break this treaty.
Exactly.
He isn't going to break this treaty, you mean?
Well,
The Caliph of Fatimid.
if he fights alongside the Oblivion to defend the lands that they have taken by breaking this treaty,
Then he would, yes, then he would break the
Correct.
treaty as well.
we should at least send
I
an
agree.
envoy to see if we can, if the Caliph truly does wish to take this course of action.
Yes.
I would suggest one thing. That we should, yes, we should try to strike before they strike us. We should try to surprise them in attack, as we will get an upper hand. But we are not as strong as them, and who knows how many men they have. When Muslims attacked the Canaan, they had more men than we could even.
Sir.
We didn't even think they could exist. And I think that's why we should try to negotiate first.
Would need to send, as both of you are saying, would need to send an envoy to the Fatimid Empire and make sure that the Caliph does understand that if he joins his ally and his side, that he would be breaking the pact. This is what we have to do.
Correct.
Otherwise, he could say that we are breaking it, and that is not our intention.
Perhaps Count Daoud. He's a good man, a religious man. Perhaps we could send him to speak with the Caliph. I trust
Well,
him with
I
my
would-
life.
I would disagree with that because I don't think that me and the Caliph are on good terms. As of our meeting in my lands, where he proposed my conversion. So I don't think he would listen to me and even see it as an offense.
Very well. I could ride myself north. It is a danger, of course, but I have no issue with it.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Very well. Then it is agreed.
Very
We
well.
will talk to the Caliph.
Wait, may I bring up an issue? Blemia is expanding into the Horn of Africa, which is completely unacceptable.
Indeed.
At a roleplay,
Was that supposed to even be able to happen? I thought we were going to keep everything in the Nile region.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
No idea.
Yo, real quick, out of roleplay. Blemia
Yes,
is, the Muslims are going really into Iberia and like Yemen and stuff. Are they supposed to be doing that?
Which Muslims?
Blemia, the ones to our east. They've taken like all of Yemen and a bunch of part of Somalia.
No, they are not supposed to be doing that. I don't know why. I don't know why they're doing that.
Let me go mission to Chris. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yo, Chris, out of roleplay. You know that Blimmy has taken a bunch of land in Yemen and Somalia, right?
Are they not meant to be? I thought it was Africa was all.
Everything is supposed to be contained within like the area that we were in.
Okay, cool. I'll get them to hand that off.
Cool, thanks. Also, oh, you left. Oh, I know. Chris, why is Bro muted? He keeps DMing me about that.
Because he was jumped into, I think it was the Blemia chat, and he was talking about the situation in Palestine.
Oh Christ. Okay. Well, he can stay
He's
muted.
just there trolling. So.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Oh
okay.
crap.
Let me go back.
Yeah.
You gonna follow Karen knows.
Yes.
You see the banner of the Kingdom of Makuria and a small band of around a dozen men, mostly warriors, and the King of Makuria outside the gates of Cairo.
Outside the gates of Cairo?
Correct.
I see them outside.
Yeah, they're outside the walls, requesting entry.
Requesting
entry? The walls?
We are raising the armies immediately.
There is no problem with it.
There's 12 men. They're not attacking you. It's a diplomatic envoy. Jesus.
We are very cautious of foreigners, especially of other religions. I should spell my army.
So yeah, they're just standing outside the gates. If you would like to open them, you can. If not, they can go home.
Two men shall open them, not the army.
Would you mind?
Would you like to talk privately?
We are here to meet the Caliph.
I'll invite you into the throne room.
Very well.
I'll head there now. So out of RP, you're the king of.
I'm the king of Makuria to yourself.
Right.
Greetings, great Caliph.
Out of RP, you're the king of Makuria, right?
Yes, I am.
Cool. Well, greetings, king of Makuria. I understand there's fairly high tensions between our empires. Yeah.
There is, for numerous reasons. I must say, the fear I saw and the bows on your castle walls when my small band of envoys arrived in Cairo, I think spoke much as to your people. A very skittish bunch, I must say.
We don't wish direct confrontation.
I would hope not. If you fear 12 of us, imagine what 4,000 would be like.
I am cautious, especially of those those harsh words, but infidels.
Of course, you are nothing but a heathen to me as well, but we do not have to speak of religion here. Let us speak of politics, which is what your people always prioritize over their god. Your ally, Sultan Yazid, he has broken the pact. You know this, do you not?
How so?
He has conquered lands to the south.
Oh, I see, yes, he has.
Myself and my Christian brothers are preparing for war. We will take these lands back, and we will restore the peace of the pact. I have been sent here by the council, by the meeting of great leaders of the Christian world in the south of the Nile. I wish to know if you intend to break the pact, for if you ally with him and fight by his side to hold those territories, you would be in breach of the treaty that has existed for 400 years. I wish to know if you intend to do so.
Well, it is not my aim. I have talked to the Count Bant along the lower Nile, and there's been simmering discontent between the Shia minorities, which are quickly expanding in the area. And
I'm not here to speak about this. We can speak of it after if you like. I'm here to speak about if you intend to fight alongside the Sultan Yazid when the Christians march for war to restore the boundaries and the peace that existed for centuries.
Well, I do not wish to support his claims directly. if the simmering tensions along the Naya continue to proliferate, we believe that war may be the only option, especially in face of such belligerence.
Is this the region wherein you tried to, in private and through deception, to convert one of my loyal vassals to your heathen faith?
It was a local issue which continues to be a struggle.
We both know
and we
that
spoke
you
about it
attempted to convert one of my vassals. I will not hold it against you. You're a heathen. You lack morals. I care not for this. But we are not talking about this issue. The people of the Muslim faith are respected in Makuria, as the Bact dictates. Christians keep their word. Our word is bond. We view it as the highest importance. The same cannot be said of your fellow Muslim in the Sultan Yazid, who has broken the Bact.
Yes. We seek to enlighten the people of Islam, which is a political motive, of course. And we're concerned that your people are deprived of the opportunity of Allah.
To make it clear then, I want this to be explicitly stated. If you ride to war with Blemia, you will be permanently throwing out the Bact, something that has created peace and prosperity on the Nile. You will be setting all generations that passed of your faith and mine to utter warfare and destruction. You understand this?
It is not destruction if it is enlightening, if it's sanctioned by God.
I take it then that you have, that you will be fighting alongside him then.
If it comes to that, I will.
Very well. There's nothing further to discuss. I will take the leave of my retinue and ride south.
Okay. Wish you safe journey.
Cousin. Dark tidings. Oh, hello.
I am very sorry.
Where's my cousin? Where's Teodosi?
He went out with his men to train them to make sure that they are ready for war, and he sadly died in a hunting accident.
My cousin, he's dead? That cannot be. I was here but a month back. He was in good health.
He threw himself in front of a courtier to make sure that she doesn't get attacked by the boar, and it happened very quickly.
King Orgos is gonna just kind of sit down and put his hands hands over his head and just, just clearly very, very sad and depressed. Melancholic.
You see Kirike, who you met her the last time she was being groomed to become the heir, of course. She seems to be overwhelmed with the situation, especially with the looming war ahead. She's steadfast in it still, in that terms, but the situation in itself. She was really trusting of her father, and he was a beacon for her. Well, nevertheless,
I am sad to have arrived here with such dark times. I am afraid I bring nothing but more bad news. I traveled north to speak with the Caliph of the Fatimids regarding the Bact, and it appears that they no longer wish to honor it. If we fight Blemia, they will fight alongside them. If we do not fight Blemia, the Caliph has made it clear that he will seek to convert our peoples to Islam. War is on the horizon, and I fear we are not ready for it.
I fear so as well.
Out of roleplay, how did my daughter get all that land?
Because she is the heir and she got in the succession. My second daughter would have received those things, but yeah, now she actually got it.
Wow.
Therefore,
she's
it's her
actually
part
pretty
now.
strong.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes. She is. But that's fine by me, because if the switch happens, I am actually thinking of if you are able to form the Kingdom of Nubia to swear fealty to you.
Yep.
With Kirike, that would be what I would be aiming to do.
Sounds good. Well, we can roleplay that out then. So thank you for the fall of Ridovix. Your father was a good man. We did not spend the time I would have liked together. Both of us are rulers of our people, and as good Christians, we must always look first to our own families and to our own peoples. I treasured the moments I spent with him, and his company was something I always enjoyed. For him to go to God through such a horrible end is a tragedy. But High Chiefess, we must look to the future. Though he is still soon dead, and I will mourn him. I will mourn him for years to come. We must prepare to take action. If the Muslims have more time, they will simply grow in strength, and we will not be able to stop them. We must combine our power. We must work with the other Christian leaders of the Southern Nile, and we must push them back. If we can get a decisive victory over them here, we can potentially reinstate the Bact. Is this something that you are as committed as your father to?
I am. He taught me well.
Good.
And I will follow in his footsteps.
It seems that my own daughter, Katuri, has also inherited. She is very strong.
It was his will, in the name of my sister, to give it to your granddaughter.
My cousin and your father seems to have liked my daughter very much. She will need strength, and he has given her much of it for us to fight in the coming days.
Yes. He liked her very much, especially after the loss of my youngest sister. When she went away, there was a hole in his heart, and I think Ketudi managed to fill it.
That is good. Out of roleplay,
yeah.
Let's see. We should probably go talk with the other leaders. We'll need to get it all out of roleplay. We will need to get like alliances so we can actually fight this war together. I'm just trying to think about how to do that.
Yeah, because if we do that one by one attacks, then our troops will fight each other as well.
I'll negotiate an alliance with Abyssinia, with my daughter. And then with you, I already have one with my other daughter. And then with you, I'll need to get an alliance. Perhaps then a marriage between my son. Do you have any children?
Yes, I do have 2 daughters.
In order for us to bind our family together and march into war, a betrothal between your daughter and one of my sons, would this be agreeable?
It would be.
Very well.
I named my first child after Katudi as well. My father liked that name a lot. I think the marriage itself can be celebrated after the war.
I agree. We must take back these lands, and by doing so, ensure that the Bact is held. As I said, this will be a great war. If we can succeed here, we can renegotiate the Bact. Out of roleplay, I just want us to take back a little bit. Like, you know, this is a long game, so we don't need to absolutely slaughter them here. But
yeah, exactly. I think as you also have all the alliances ready, that you do the attack, right? The declaration of war would come from you. Okay.
I'm gonna go talk with him real quick though.
To do this
out of roleplay really quickly, I'm about to declare a war on you. I'm gonna do it for my claims, but if I win the war, I'll give you back that claim. I just like you to release the areas you conquered in the south, the Kushites. Yeah. Are you up for that?
I am. Yeah, sounds good.
Duck?
Assuming you claim it. Yeah. If you win.
Kushite. Well, my land, you're saying.
The ones you conquered
Oh.
in the south. I'm about to start a war of you, but in the roleplay, we're starting this war over the lands that you conquered in the south. So, I'm happy to give you back the claim I'm going to take, but I just want you to release those as independent.
Which ones in the south?
The Kushites that you conquered down there. The Showalk and the Wallachite, those guys.
Oh, those ones.
Yep.
Why? They're not your faith?
No, they're not, but you broke the pact. You broke the treaty because you attacked the other faiths in the south. There's like a 400-year-old treaty that you just broke. It's a huge deal.
I think it's more if you lose instead of taking land, you release that if you lose.
Right.
My liege, I must come forth with you with something.
All right, we're gonna go to war. Oh, it'll be given back to you. What the? It's not over that territory, really. It's just what I need to start the war. We need a war council is what we need. Where's everyone at? It is good to see you again.
Likewise.
If you would meet up with my armies in the Central Nile, we will meet them in this region.
My forces are ready and moving in.
Good.
As we speak.
I would have you bring your men to Makuria. The Fatmids are going to go to war against us, and they will bring a great army to the south. We must be together.
That is extremely worrying.
I must ask you, how big of an army do you think they have? As
Many men. You must bring your troops quickly if we are to win this war.
I have 7,500 troops ready for assistance.
Good. Count Daoud, bring your men south. We will not be able to hold the pass. It will only delay them.
I'm able to get a contingency of mercenaries. My father did put enough money aside for the war, at least.
We will need them.
My troops will be here, in your capital in 9 months.
Very well. We will wait a time for all of our men to meet up. I suspect the Muslims will do the same. They are crossing the border now. We will allow them to siege out the borderlands.
Yes.
I could try to start a diversion with the mercenaries and try to siege the capital of Blemia.
We must first push back the Fatmid army. It will sack the lands along the Nile until there is nothing left if we are not careful. As soon as the troops of Khanum get here, we will march north.
Oh god, that is a lot of men, oh god. I need gold as well. I am running out.
I do not have any to give you, unfortunately.
Same.
I am going to begin to march north. How long until the men of Khanum are in Makuria? Is he here? He
no.
is not here. Okay. They have backed off the border region.
I think the people of Khanum, oh no, Someone is attacking their capital.
Who?
Who is that?
Apparently. No?
It's an AI. I'm not really sure. We might be able to defeat their forces here if we go now. Yes, we are. The Fatmans have taken their armies back. We hit them now. Go with me.
Sending in the troops.
My forces will be delayed. They will not be able to make it.
You
in
will need to
time
get there as soon as you
for most
can.
of the battle. They are traveling as fast as possible.
We will hold them. Get your troops in now. We cannot let this go away from us. We have a chance to defeat them without the armies of the Fatmids. We are pushing them back. Hold the line, brothers. They're retreating. A victory.
Clearly, God is
Good.
on our side, and we will defeat the infidels.
They have indeed.
I am following one of their smaller troops.
Siege out Aswan, but do not push north. I will siege at the capital of the Sultan Yazid. Perhaps he will reconsider his actions in the south once he finds his capital. Nothing but ashes. I will siege at the capital in Blimia. We need to hold the border region. The Fatmans will send their armies south very soon.
Just destroyed 700 of their men.
That was a very decisive victory for the Nile.
Hello, I have bring the news that my troops are well on the way, have just entered your kingdom, Mr.
Good.
Petty King Georgios. Yes. 8,000, 7,000 troops await to help you and assist you in this war. 2,000 men at arms and 4,000 left.
Bring them up to the northern region. The Fatmils will bring their army there soon, and we must be ready to defeat them.
Wait, are you at war with them or no?
No, I'm just moving my troops. I will maybe.
I called you to the war, didn't I?
No, I need marriage.
I sent you an offer.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that. You can send it again. So
How do you view if a character is fertile out of roleplay?
yeah, so now I'm in. Oh god, hopefully I don't lose this war.
Here they come!
Oh god!
Bring all of your men to the northern Nile. We will meet their armies there.
My
We
troops
must
are
not
coming.
lose this battle.
My troops are coming.
But we push back to make sure that our troops are with us.
Keep both of our armies on both sides of the river. They will meet us there.
And also I just want to allow my troops are. So.
Perhaps not.
Carry on sieging their capital at least.
I will do so. The longer they wait, the more time there is for the Khanim army to get here. We had them severely outmatched. These heathens are overconfident. Their god will not protect them.
I can see that they are starting to amass troops. On
They
the
are.
border.
They're going to prepare for an assault.
We need to quickly strike down the capital. Make.
I have it sieged out. Get your troops to the northern border.
Yes, they're coming. Wait, yes.
Split them up a little. Put one to the left side so
Yeah,
they can at least reinforce.
Here they come.
No,
Like,
they are
I'm not-
retreating again.
I'm not
It's a
very good
feint.
at warfare in CK3. I just want to know, like, how do. Oh, there, it splits. Okay, good.
Exactly. So there's that they are back to each other, so that they are not clumping up and not taking away their resources. Otherwise, they
no.
will starve until they arrive at the battle.
Yeah, that's why I had just 7,000. When I started, I had all the 8,448. But now it's just 7,000.
As soon as their capital falls,
Yeah.
let us siege out the southern region of the Fatmids. It is easy to defeat the Blimians. They are weak. The Fatmids must be shown the strength of the Christians of denial and the Christians to the west.
Yes, I would also ask.
Their army comes to the mountains.
My army is prepared to fight.
The siege will be over soon. They are going to assault us. 10,000 men, march!
My men will come. We shall destroy.
They will have an advantage in the mountains. Be careful.
We have a number advantage.
We will still defeat them.
We outnumber them in every way. Don't be scared.
"21 days. They will not even make it to their capital before it falls. As soon as we take the capital, we'll siege out the lowlands. If we can keep an army here to secure the capital, they will be unable to fight us. You don't have to bring your army up here. It's just going to lose supply."
King Georgius III?
Yes.
I am High Chief Meaige of Daju, and although I cannot involve myself in an all-out war, I would like to support you financially in your war against the moon.
That's very kind of you. As my soldiers are soon to be unpaid, I would gladly accept such an offer.
Hello there, Christians.
Ah! Is this an envoy or the Sultan himself?
The Sultan himself, I would not deign to send an envoy to such high-level negotiations.
Indeed. Welcome, Sultan Yazid. Your capital lies under the control of Christendom. Your allies to the north flee in fear.
I noticed. It is a rather frustrating situation, to say the least.
You have broken this sacred treaty between our peoples that has lasted for 400 years. And now you have found why it has existed. Your heathen armies are no match for the power of the Christians.
Broken treaties. Your men were striking at these. Your allies. Your allies were striking at the same territories.
It does not matter. You are not allowed to attack south. We may do what we like.
Oh, really?
Correct?
Correct.
What is it? Can you bring your armies off that siege or something?
Do you wish to surrender?
Is that why you are here, Great Sultan?
I wish to negotiations, yes.
If you were to re-sign the pact and to release the lands you have taken across the river in the south, we are a very accommodating people. Christ says that we must be forgiving. We will forgive your actions.
I will release the territory, but I will not re-sign the pact.
Then we have nothing to speak about. We will siege out all their lands until we can deal with someone who will.
Yes. We should push up the Nile, on the Nile. Take all.
I think you should siege Wadi Amour because you're losing wars for him.
Yep, you have to split your army a little bit as well.
Yeah, I'm not good at seeking free warfare.
Move your 2k stacks different places so then they can still enter the siege if you get attacked and you stop dying of attrition.
Yeah, just send one troop. You are sending all three again, all three stacks again.
Okay. How do I do that?
So when you select them, it selects all three, and then when you click on the same selection again, then you can just you just get one of them selected.
Yeah, one of them are disconnected.
Mm-hmm.
And
so when the 2 stack stops, just let them stop there, and then click the blue or the green flag once, and it selects both. When you click it again, then it cycles through them.
Is the 4,000 stack okay, or should I?
It depends on the area. When you hover over the area, you see a supply limit.
Yeah, okay.
I'll siege it out. We have not seen the army of the Fatmids for quite some time. I fear that they are amassing more troops. Do remain vigilant here.
I have the Fatmids here. We believe that Bulimia is willing to seek peace.
We spoke with them before, and they suggested that they would be unwilling to honor the pact at all. We cannot deal with people who break treaties that have lasted this long.
Is your demand as standard at the start of this war?
It is. The pact is to be re-signed and respected, and the lands conquered by the heathen will be returned, and they will not cross over again.
I shall talk to him about this.
Very well.
As
I hope you can make him see reason,
bloodshed
Khalif.
is no
And I hope
benefit
in the
from
future
anyone.
you reconsider the breaking of the pact, as I know you too were very willing to do so.
Yes. The situation did indeed escalate faster than I think anyone anticipated. I shall talk to him about the demands.
Very well.
Vladimir, move your troops out of the siege. You are not
Yeah.
needed there.
I'm not.
No, that's the AI's troops on mine, I think, right now.
Oh, okay.
It's my daughter.
Oh, well, she wants to be close to you.
She does. She's very zealous, it seems, with this war. We'll just continue to sack these Nile castles until the heathen finds reason to sign the pact yet again.
Yeah. And if they don't want to, we will force them.
Correct. They thought we were weak, but we are as strong as ever.
We are stronger than them, stronger than they could ever be.
We'll go to Crusader and make sure that the port is ours.
Out of roleplay, quick question: do we have ticking war score on our side?
We have it against us.
Okay.
No, because
No,
I haven't
for me,
taken it. It's which one is it? It's down here. It's the Wadi Amur. If someone wants to siege that out, we'll get the ticking war score.
I can siege the town.
You are not even close. Actually,
Keep your armies up there. You are not close.
No. Count Daoud. Count Daoud. Send your men to Wadi Amur. Siege out the tribe of Kalwar Nupt. And
The Fatimid is crumbling. They have an independence war in the east.
Do they?
Yeah,
they do.
Yes.
Great news.
We should push now.
We should seek for harsher terms then.
I think we should crush them now. Don't wait for them.
I could do a bit of a daring operation where I embark my army.
We have no
up the
need
Red
to
Sea,
make
landing near
dramatic
Cairo.
moves here. We are winning. We must secure our position and move slowly.
It wouldn't be wise.
Their
to
armies could
react
be
on
around
these
any
news.
corner. They have many men. We could be slaughtered at any point if we're not careful. And who knows how many spies they have in our own ranks telling of our movements.
That's true. I would also. No, that's not. No.
I've come back, and while he is quite hesitant, he's quite a prideful man, he is willing to accept the releasing of the two territories and the treaty to be signed. Re-signed.
That would be, that's Kassala, Kata, Showuk, and Malakt. All the lands that he conquered down there.
3.
All the lands that he conquered. He conquered more than 2, I think, didn't he?
Yeah.
Also make him release the ones in the
what was
Horn of
the other one?
Africa.
Yeah.
What was the... Oh yeah.
Out of roleplay, he shouldn't have those anyway. You're not supposed to be conquering over there.
So is it 4 in total then?
It's whatever he conquered. What do they not start with? I know they don't start with, I think, Kassala, Showuk, and Malak. Did they start with Kata? Do you remember?
I wouldn't know, please.
It would be
I'm gonna
in the
look at the map.
chieftain's history. Wouldn't in the title history.
Yeah, true. It'd be in the title history.
1067, it got conquered.
Yep, so that was conquered as well. So it'd be Kata, it'd be Kassala, it'd be Showuk, and it'd be Makat. It'd be all 4 of those. Everything he took would be released.
Everything down from Kassala, pretty much, yeah?
Yep. Because all those were, I mean, breaches of the peace.
Yeah.
If he agrees to those terms, we will give him peace.
I'm gonna send the map in CK3 General. The original map in CK3.
Yeah. Out of RP, it's so tempting to attack that stack because the ruler is commanding that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He hasn't sued for peace. Perhaps we should make him.
Yes. I think we should force him.
I will send my men.
We should kill him. I will just move where you were before.
I have captured one of his vassals.
Good. He is not sued
I
for
will
peace.
engage
He
the
will after
fight.
this battle. I will lead this battle personally.
Destroy them.
Not if I'm not there first.
He will regret ever opposing the word of God.
While the Blumidia is indeed as ignorant as they say, we are willing to separately peace out.
You wish to end this war. What matter of compensation do you offer the Christian Lower Nile?
What is demands?
Perhaps a sum of gold and the re-signing of the pact.
Who shall re-sign the pact?
You shall
And,
re-sign
well,
the pact,
gold is-
and you will swear upon your God that you hold holy, that you will honor the pact into the future, and give recompense of, say, 300 gold, split between the leaders of the Christian kings in this war, and we will not sack any more of your cities.
We are willing to provide 200. However, this will not be able to be done immediately.
That's acceptable.
Yes.
Out of
So,
roleplay, this is a
as
treaty
soon
you're
as
signing,
I-
so you don't get to like break it later and come back into the war, because they can't sit for peace here, right?
Yeah, I don't think he has a peace, but yeah, one way or another, you know, I want peace.
We have terms in. Khalif al-Mustin is here.
Yeah, I'm willing to sign this and follow it.
Very well. On a roleplay, we're gonna stop sieging out the Fat Medicine because they basically set for peace out of this war.
Yeah, but you can't do anything against AI though. Just
Oh, I won't be leaving my territory other than maybe, you know, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not
because
going
we
to
do
do
have
that.
AI players on our side as well. Just to be aware of,
Oh,
they
so
could
that's-
be sieging. That's why.
Yeah, my daughter's
Oh,
running
okay.
around with like 2,000 men, so don't kill her.
Okay, I won't. Yep. But yeah, so my economic situation is pretty dire, so
I'm aware.
don't
You've got a
expect
civil
any,
war,
gold.
so best of luck to you.
Yeah, they're just doing, yeah, hi guys.
The
Anyway,
war's almost done. Did we just capture someone important?
Yes, I captured the wrong
Ah,
one.
you sieged the Wadi. Amir. Count Daoud. Yet again, you prove yourself.
I will now retreat my forces out of the enemy territory.
Very
for
well.
them to repent.
I'm sure we will have terms very soon. I'm gonna be honest, this went way better than I expected.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
Like, I'm shocked.
I suppose there's a reason that historically the Muslims didn't attack Makuria and Alodia.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that reason. To be fair, the archers, the Nubian archers are absolutely ridiculous. Which they should be. I mean, they were absolutely infamous. We have terms?
I could release.
Cannot move around.
This is an envoy from King Yorgos of Makuria. Your armies lie defeated, your land sieged. Will you sign a treaty with the Christian kings of the Nile? We have reasonable demands.
We shall release the tile south of that river you specified, and not agree to go beyond that river as you said the treaty.
So out of roleplay, you would release all the lands that you conquered down there, which are 4 tiles. Is that okay?
Which one? Can you point them out? Can you name
Qatar, Kassala, Showak, and Malkate. You conquered all those in the beginning, which was a breach of the pact, so you would release them as independent.
Where's Molokai?
Everything south of Qatar. Qatar, Kassala, Shawak, Malkate. And then you would re-sign the pact.
Right. Our roleplay, what is the pact? Basically.
You didn't read about the pact?
Well,
Let me get you a link. It's in the scenario.
Well,
It's
you
it's
you
like
asked me
it's
to-
it's
you asked me to do it tomorrow.
it's
Wasn't
what
time
it's
to do
what
it.
this whole scenario is built around. So I would advise
Right,
reading about it.
Because
I'm
How
gonna
is the
send you. I'm
pact
gonna send you a link. It's all explained here. Make sure you read it because this is really important. You broke a 400-year-old treaty, essentially. Do we have terms, Chieftain Taha?
I want to see what the pact is first.
Alright, I'm good. Well, that's at 100%. So I'm just gonna.
Yeah. If you're fully.
I'll white piece it so I don't take that territory because I didn't want it originally. But you're gonna release that territory. Agreed?
Those 4 ones there. So I'm just trying to work because out of RP, in the current situation, we can't do anything. Really, and we'll So
you have to work with the Fatmans to get stronger and try and conquer the South. I mean, that's if you want to, or you could just negotiate like peace terms and just build tall.
Yeah, what I'm getting at is the tree. How is the tree worded? Because I can.
You're not supposed to attack anything south of where you're at. Even the lands that you own now, you're technically not supposed to have. But attacking any of the groups that are protected.
Because what I'm getting at is, the way I interpret the treaty is we can't go beyond that river. But if we went around into Somalia, we would be technically not breaking the treaty, that kind of thing. And that'll be our thing we can do. Because we're at the moment we're just frozen, and I don't think the Fatmans and I will ever be strong enough to challenge you guys, just at all. Because the sides are not battling. The Seljuk can't get involved because it would just ruin it, and you just die. Give it a chance to the Seljuks. So at the moment we're just completely like stuck.
Sorry.
The Fatmans and I, even if with development, we cannot get strong enough to challenge the Coptic Alliance.
No, but you realize we're only united because of your actions. Like, all these groups everyone in this alliance against you are not naturally friends. We're only working together because you've, like, basically made yourself an existential crisis to us. You get that, right?
Yes.
Like Makuria and Elodie are very close due to recent times, but we have really no relations with Abyssinia and Kanem beyond, like, the fact that you're an existential threat attacking us.
Recent territory. So it was, what was it? It was Wallajak, Shortak,
Kata and Kasala.
Kasala. Okay, let me just. I'm just trying to find the way to do this. There. So you can I just keep running?
I'll let you figure that out while I go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be right back.
My lord. My lord.
And I'm back. Yes, optimally, Chris, we are going to renew the pact. Greetings.
Hello.
How are you?
Out of roleplay, he's not able to release them due to it being de jure, so we're going to have to do a save edit in between sessions, but since there's only 30 minutes left, in the roleplay, all those regions have been released, we're just going to have to wait to get a save edit. Just heads up.
I think it's okay.
Out of roleplay, Duck, I know they're de jure, so we've only got 30 minutes left of this game. We'll get a save edit before next week, so you can just hold on to them now, but in the roleplay, they've been released. Sound good?
Right.
Cool.
Am I able to interpret the treaty in a way that I can go to Somalia, or is that something you're just going to stonewall redoing out of RP?
Out of roleplay, did you read the setting? You're not even supposed to be conquering over there or going over there.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Yes, but
like these scenarios are supposed to all be condensed in like a certain area, so like we could focus more on diplomacy, role-playing, scheming, and that kind of thing rather than just painting.
I can only really do proper diplomacy with a famine because you're considered my mortal enemy. So.
Yes, but that's because you've taken a hostile stance with the South. If you actually, attempt to rebuild things, there's no reason you can't have a relationship. I would really advise before next week you read a little bit of background on this setting. During this time period, the Pact made it such that the Muslims and the Christians traded with each other, and for the most part actually really got along. Out of roleplay, you just didn't read the setting, and you attacked when you basically broke the 400-year treaty and threw every basically tradition out of the window. We're not hostile with each other. You have made us hostile, but the Christians and the Muslims weren't really aggressive during this time period.
Right.
In the roleplay, the Caliph al-Mustansir, he did want to potentially try and break it, or to try and find ways to get around it, but the Muslims were kind of terrified of the Christians, as for the reasons that you just saw. Our archers are incredibly powerful. Our armies, when we work together, are massive. You can't defeat us if we're united. So you are peaceful with us up until now. We had good relations up until now. You are heathens and we're heathens to you, but we did get along to a degree. It's just when you attacked and broke the box, you threw, again, everything out the window.
Alright.
Yeah. So again, you have plenty of people to roleplay with. You're just gonna have to, if you want to, basically rebuild the relationships with all the Christians, essentially.
But if I do any other territories, I break the pact and you'll attack me again.
Correct.
I'll be breaking the pact, so I can't.
If I was you out of roleplay, I'd be finding ways to get the Christians to hate each other, and when they're divided, if you want to conquer, that's when you would do it. You're not going to be the united Christian.
You'll tell me. You'll tell me again.
Not necessarily. There's plenty of ways in CK3 roleplay to get people to hate each other, man. You're just going to have to be more subtle and more cutting than just attacking. You're going to have to find other ways around it. Dude, look at my character. I'm paranoid and arbitrary and melancholic. If you had found any reason for me to dislike the other Christians, roleplay-wise, I would not have probably fought with them.
And a roleplay, people don't like the character traits like me, you do as much, so a lot of people don't.
But I will. So if you find a way to get my character to hate everyone else, it's easy.
I'll keep that.
I'm just saying.
I wasn't intending to play on this game, but you asked me to play. Just get
I did, yeah. You've been talking with Chris and stuff, right? Because you were here.
I've spoken to Chris a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, because you were supposed to be GC.
I'm mostly looking forward to the Fallout one, which is Starfield, I believe. I know.
It's after this.
It's a lot more freedom to do.
If you would like to find someone to replace you on that character, and then next week just be like
keep going. I'll keep going. I can figure this.
That's good.
Idea. Right.
Yeah, because
are you gonna save it those 3 provinces, or are you gonna save it the ones in Somalia?
The Somalian ones will be up to the GC and Scythe. That's their call.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I'll see what happens there. All right.
And also, Chris just said in chat, just assume the best out of players, man. Just assume that they will roleplay their traits and stuff like that, and just act like you expect the best out of players. And then if they don't do that, then talk to the GC. So.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
Sure.
All right. Cool, man. Appreciate it. Greetings, Count Daoud.
My lord. Yes, my lord.
I come here with a gift. Gold and ceramics en masse from the forges of Old Dongla. You proved yourself in battle against the heathen. You proved yourself a devout servant of our God by not agreeing to the conniving attempts by the Caliph to turn you against your own people. You have proven yourself to be a good Christian, and these gifts are a show of my respect for you as my most loyal vassal. Hello?
You hear me? Okay.
Kind of. Kind of, yeah. Did you hear what I said?
Yes, I did.
Good.
I just wanted to thank you for being so generous to adjust to a man who just followed his faith and made the most logical decision to not convert to a weak religion such as the Islam.
Indeed. They had all the power on their side, and their God did not see fit to intervene to give them victory. Ours granted us opportunity in Aswan, and we defeated their armies only through the grace of God. You know this. I know this. We know our religion is just. We know our fight is good. And we must continue to be strong for our people and our God, my friend.
My lord, one last thing.
Of course.
On this day, I want to vow that my whole family will guard the north of our borders until eternity.
Very well. Yours are a devout family and a good one. I would have no other be the guardian of the north. From this day forth, House Da shall be known as the guardians of the pass, the guardians of northern Makuria, and the devoted servants of Makuria. Your house should have honor, and I will see it done.
Well,
in honor of this, I offer you a new vassal contract, one more befitting a vassal such as yourself.
Thank you, my lord.
Of course.
I am great debt to you.
I shall ride back to the capital of Oldongla. There's much to do after this war. But know that you will always be on my mind.
Hello, I come here with news about...
I'm heading back to my capital. Apparently we're dying, so this is not good. Anything after this or no? Yes. I am going to be game controlling an Old World Blues game. I will not stream it. I will not be playing a country. Well, I might play one, but I'm not going to roleplay or anything. I'm just going to be game controlling it. So, I guess you could watch it if you want to hang out in the Discord. I'm not going to stream it. From here on out, the Discord is, and to answer your question, yes, Roman, we do everything in the Discord. We're really low on staff right now. It's really bad. We can't run most of the games we want to, so I have to start GCing games and put all my attention on that. So Saturday evenings, I won't be streaming anymore because I have to game control games. I'm game controlling an Old World Blues game after this, so I won't be streaming it now. Again, if you want to hang out, you can watch it in the Discord, but it probably won't be too entertaining, so that's up to you. Because again, until we get more staff in the Discord again, we've lost a lot of people lately due to like classes starting and, you know, just, it is a lot of work. So until we get more staff, I am going to have to spend some time just GCing games. So turn the music back up. We're also almost at the end of this. We have around 20 more minutes. We started pretty late today because there were a lot of issues getting going, but... Well, this was a really successful war. Again, it appears that the doc did not read about the Bact, which is pretty important. So, we've done a good job of showing why it exists, primarily due to the fact that the Muslims, frankly, are not able to defeat us if we're combined. My Bishop Marianne Kuda has received a significant donation of gold from the estate of a wealthy but childless landholder, now deceased. He claims the departed lived a very frugal and pious life and watched for the gold to go where it could not go, where it could do good. Bishop Marianne Kuda insists that I receive part of this donation, as I am a paragon of Coptic in Makuria. A tempting offer indeed. We are paranoid, humble, and arbitrary. As a humble man, we would disagree with this. So we'll give it to the poor instead. Amir al-Mustansir has approached me, claiming he has discovered someone in my close family has been having extramarital affair. He has offered to provide me with everything he knows, including names and evidence, in exchange in detail for how the secret I know. We really dislike him. Or... he dislikes us and we're paranoid, so we're not going to say no to that. What in the world has happened to my son Solomon? He is all bruised and beaten and he refuses to name who has done this to him. Was it an older child, or did he pester a noble to the point of fury? It seems as even flickering shadows make him jump in fear. Perhaps the poor boy has an assailant in them. He is always looking over his shoulders, always alert. Is our son being fucking abused right now? No, he's paranoid like us. Oh boy. The apple does not fall far from the tree, it seems. Our daughter needs a husband. We'll have to wait. Again, she inherited from Tinosi, so we actually can't find her someone to marry because she's not in our court. That's unfortunate. Turn the AC on 1 second. Alright. King Yorgos is 50. He's getting pretty old. He's depressed, he's paranoid, and he's arbitrary. So he's also reclusive. So he's spending basically all of his days just in his citadel, alone, by himself, not talking to anyone. It's a pretty brutal way to end his days. Obviously his wife's around, but she's actually ended up boring us 4 children. She gave us 4 sons. Oh, sorry, 3 sons and a daughter. None of them are going to inherit, though. But they have given us many important alliances. How much land do we need to form Nubia? We actually just need 1 more duchy title, is all we need. To form Nubia, we would need 1 more duchy title and 500 gold. That's all we would need. We only have 1 duchy title, which is the petty kingdom of Makuria. When our daughter inherits, our daughter will be able to form the kingdom of Nubia because she holds the duchy title of Alwa, and she's going to inherit the title of Makuria, I think. Let me look, actually. Make sure it doesn't go to one of our sons. Yep. What that will mean is that she will have 2 duchy titles, and she will be able to form the kingdom of Nubia if she wants. And then she'll probably try and negotiate the vassalization of Elodia, but we'll see. I didn't want to expand and get too big too quickly here, so I'm not in any rush for it, but we'll see. Or just a paranoid old man, currently. We'll wait to upgrade the fruit orchards. I mean, no, it's suspicious that she got that land. It is pretty suspicious, that is true. I mean, she was given it by Tinosi, our cousin, and she was brought up by him, so... Yeah, that is a little suspect. Now that I think about that, that is actually pretty suspect. And we are extremely paranoid, so we'd probably want to know why. We're gonna have her followed. We're gonna have her daughter followed. We're gonna send our spy master to find out secrets at our daughter's court. We would probably be very paranoid about that, let's be honest. We've also heard word that High Chiefess Karika is currently meeting with an envoy from Kanem, so we'd be very paranoid about that as well. We're just gonna continue to get more and more paranoid and hostile to everyone around us. You know, it is possible, to be honest. Hopefully not. That'd be quite unfortunate. We're swaying Count Daoud. Oh yeah, he doesn't like us too much, does he? We're gonna try and get in the good graces of our vassal. Considering what he's done in the war and how he is the defender of the North, we need to make sure that we're on good terms with him. He also has a massive army, so... Oh my god, he's 1,000 archers. We only have 700. That's a big army. At first, I thought the simple footman a fool for stepping onto the trading field. However, the battle proved more hard-fought than I expected, and it gradually became clear that she would be unable to stop her wild and vicious strikes from hurting me. Disarming her suddenly became a matter of life and death. I tried not to show my relief when her sword finally hit the ground. Wrathful, brave, and ambitious. Wow. We're paranoid, and we're arbitrary, so we're gonna kill her. A peasant uprising. We're gonna send our son, or we can't send our daughter, so we'll lead them in ourselves. We'll go deal with these upstart peasants. Is Orwell Blues going to be looking to start in within 15 minutes of the starting time? I've had a couple people ask now. Yes. We're gonna end this game at 2, and then we should have Orwell Blues hopefully going around 2:15, 2:20. Chris. And I can host it if needed too, because I'm not going to be streaming it. I won't be streaming the games that I GC. Good. Our Kushay province is a holy site. Is it really? Oh, it is? Yeah. The holy site of Wadi El Milk. That is a Kushite holy site. I did not realize that. Where's the rest of them? There's one, Aswan. There's Nakis. And then there's Sinar, which is in Elodia. And then also there's Nyla. Nyala? I still got some of the last vlog to watch. From which game, Dolphin? From the Grand Campaign? I'm really not going to do too much until the end of the game. Again, he's a paranoid, reclusive man, so he's just going to be locked up in Old Dongla. I'm kind of hoping that he dies so I can do some diplomacy throughout the week before the next session. It's not him. Oh, yeah.
My lord.
Greetings. What can I do for you, Count Daoud? Welcome to Old Dongla. I hope you were not followed on your way here.
Wasn't. I wanted to wait a minute. I wanted to hold a feast on our great victory against the Muslims.
Ah!
I'm not sure, but I would really be honored and pleasure if you would come.
Let me go ahead and host a feast for you then. I will get my servants to begin cooking at once, and I'll invite the nobles around. You should have gotten an invite, I hope, because you're one of my vassals.
Hello.
Greetings. We are currently feasting in Old Dongla.
Oh, sorry for interrupting.
Not at all.
Tangi, the new king of Karam, and I come here to wish that as I am single, I would like stronger relations between our two great nations. I would like to offer a marriage between your daughter and my.
Which one? I believe all my daughters already have
No.
betrothals.
No.
If you would speak of my firstborn daughter, she is my heir, and as a fellow ruler, I cannot have her married to you. as she must bore children of my dynasty to inherit after. And I am sure you would not wish to lose your family name and your rights upon your own kingdom.
Yes. I understand.
I am
would
flattered
just-
by your wish to marry one of my kin, but unfortunately there are no daughters left that I can marry to you.
Yes. Do you know anybody I could speak to? As I know that I want to marry somebody that I know that would benefit this alliance.
I believe that nope, he also has all of his daughters betrothed.
Why is everybody married? Like,
This will help you, but
Nope. I do apologize. I will not be able to find you a match. As everyone that I would suggest is already married.
yeah. Okay.
I have no one to suggest. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Yes. I would just inform you that the start of the building or the forming of the Empire of Kanem and Burnu has started.
Very well. I wish you all the best, of course.
Yes. Wait, I'm just check here. By loss, can I do this? I will try to do it tomorrow. RP statement about this, as I'm way too tired right now. Is it like can I conquer this much?
You would need to talk with the GC.
Okay, so
Which
that's
is Chris.
the Seljuk. Yes. Or should I talk to?
You would go talk to
like,
Chris. He's the GC. So you would, if you have a question like that, you would go to him.
Okay.
Am I playing the Old World Blues game? I'll probably play on a country, but I'm going to do not really much role play. I'll write out statements, I guess, probably. But I'm going to GC at Chris. So technically, yes. I'll just play something that like really doesn't matter, you know, so I can just go through my focuses.
my lord,
What can I do for you? You are still here,
I wondered
feasting with me, I see.
I wanted to discuss the situation of the state, as you have many very small vessels. I think it would be of more efficient. It would be a more efficient measure to unite Abu Hamad and Kurgas in one. As far as I see,
I have granted both of them their titles due to their loyalty to me. Why is it that you would wish them to be combined? Do you have some plot or some plan?
Sir, my lord, I only can't sleep well at night thinking that if one of them breaks away from our faith, it would punch a great hole within our realm.
I see no reason to do this. They are vassals to me. They are in their positions out of loyalty. There's no reason for them to be combined together.
Okay, then I won't question your decision.
Good. There are all manners of plots around. People always seeking to take power from me in my old age before my daughter inherits. I would not have this.
I will support you and your heir by any necessary means.
Good.
As
Good.
for that, I would now take my leave.
I will return to my brooding. At 52, being melancholic and paranoid, he would frankly be very unpleasant to be around. So we're gonna try and roleplay just a super unpleasant, paranoid, depressed king, I guess is what we're gonna do now. Your heir's just a happy dude. Nice.
Why not be a Merchant Republic instead of a Pirate Republic, since it makes more sense since you were a merchant family the whole time? We are a monarchy, though, Dolphin, and if you go Merchant Republic, you don't have an inheritance by family. You have elections, which we would never agree to in that roleplay, unless we go that direction, which is possible. So we have 7 minutes left of this game, and then we are going to be done. Again, we got going really late today, because there are a lot of issues with the hosts, so it'll be only 3 hours. These games are supposed to go for 4. Why does my music keep fucking up? There we go.
Cousin, how are you?
Greetings, Kariki. It is good to see you in Old Dongla.
Yes, I'm just coming back from my pilgrimage to Antioch.
Ah, you've taken a journey for the Lord. That is very holy.
Indeed. And I did have a lot of time to think while I was traveling. I believe once your child takes over, she will have a huge kingdom to her name. And I think it would be wise to not just have a bond by blood and an alliance, but for us to come together as one, and me becoming a part, Alodia becoming a part of this kingdom once that happens.
You would give up your own independence?
Seeing what is happening alongside all the world and the travels I had, we need to be strong. We need to stay together. And I think getting the family together like this is the way to go.
You have not been plotting with my daughter, have you?
No, why should I?
I have heard rumors that my daughter is plotting against me. Perhaps you spent much time with her when you were younger. Perhaps you too are plotting with her. There are so many plots against me in my elder years. They all wish to take my kingdom away. That's why I stay locked up in this tower. There's no one who can get in here. I have my food checked and everything.
I do not yearn for your rights, for your realm. I am speaking about...
Why else would you give up your independence willingly?
Make sure that my daughters are safe. And not alone.
Well, I suppose I could understand that, but still, I think that this is all but a plot. My spy master, he tells me that there are many plots from the south, that the other Christian kings, they look upon the wealth of Makuria and they wish to destroy it. Perhaps you are one of them.
I can tell you with all honesty, I am not. But we fought side by side, didn't we?
We did, but that was a long time ago.
Still, if I wanted you any ill, there could have been enough possibilities for me to do something.
Perhaps.
Don't you think?
Or perhaps you were simply biding your time. Regardless, I grow tired of speaking with people. I must go back to my reclusive state. Be gone. Out of roleplay, I'm super paranoid and fucked up.
I know.
Okay.
It's fine.
Let's make it sure.
Don't worry.
Cool.
Very well. Please take care of yourself.
I would have you no longer plot with my daughter. Be gone. As bad as the heathens, I swear.
I lost
plotters
one
everywhere.
father, now I'm losing another. This is sad.
Absolutely going
That
shit
she
crazy.
leaves. Yeah.
Alright, sounds good.
Okay.
I killed a player's husband. To be fair, I started the murder scheme long before they found love. That's fair about that. It's not on purpose. You're fine. They do be eyeing the wealth. They do, Chip. We wouldn't kill ourselves. We're too religious for that. We are really depressed, though. He's just a reclusive, melancholic, paranoid, arbitrary, like... Very, very sad king, frankly. Anyone who knew him when he was younger who would visit him now would probably not recognize him. I got you with them. Should we denounce our daughter? We're really paranoid and we think that she's plotting against us at this point. If you denounce your daughter, if you denounce a family member, they still inherit, right? Does anyone know? Because I still want her to inherit. Because if she doesn't inherit, I won't do it, but I'm just curious. Because we're super paranoid and we think our daughter's plotting against us at this point. Well, regardless, we'll get to decide it. He did not die before the end of today's session, which is surprising. I thought he would make it. This is you, though. You don't always feel like yourself. God damn it. Ruins her reputation. Well. I guess we'll wait. Maybe we'll do it next session. Alright, we are at the end of today's game. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream right now. Again, it was much shorter. We had some problems with the hosting originally and getting started, so we started a little bit late, but we'll be continuing next week. I'm GCing a game after this. I'm not going to be role-playing in it, so I'm not going to stream it, so we are going to go find someone to raid right now, and I'm going to end the stream. What's up, Miss Sonic? Doing good, man, but I am ending as we speak, so you caught me right as I'm about to end stream. Let's see. Video live streaming, Christoph, all those guys. Fire streaming. We'll go raid Fire. Fire is a cool dude. Oh, that's not what I want. He is undoubtedly streaming Millennium Dawn. So if you want to watch the Millennium Dawn, he's probably playing with the updated version too. So we'll go raid him. If you would like to keep watching the Nile session, it'll be on Saturdays at 10 a.m. EST, really early. I had to drink a lot of coffee to wake up this morning. And then I will be back streaming, let's see, on Tuesday with the England CK3 game, Wednesday with some D&D, and then I may not stream too much next week. I've got a lot of Millennium Dawn tutorials that I'm finishing up, and I've got the Victoria 3 tutorials I'm working on, so we'll see. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. I will catch you around.